get nasty on a Wednesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Tomorrow night at Enterprise Center, the Blues will open up their season against the Minnesota Wild. We will be there. Hope to see you out there. In fact, Thursday being the home opener, Blues are inviting you to an opening night rally at Union Station to kick off the festivities. Again, we're going to be there from 2 to 6 doing our show. Beacon Ferrario will also have their show, the broadcast live from Enterprise Center. But the Union Station kickoff festivities will go from 3 to 5:30 pregame coverage right here on 101 ESPN with Alex Ferrario. We'll start at 6. This all leads up to the puck drop with the Blues and Wild at 7, which you can listen to right here on the Blues Radio Network, 101 ESPN. The practice lines for today were released by Lou Korak, Buchnevich, Thomas, Snuggerud, Holloway, Shen, Kyrou, Neighbors, Suter, Joseph, Toropchenko, Bugstad, Walker, and Texier was the extra. Your defensive pairings, Fowler and Parayko, Broberg, Falk, Tucker, Mayu, and is it Mayu or Mayu? Where do we go?
Mayu. So I did
Tucker, Mayu.
Just for our listeners, too, for everybody, talk to Logan Mayu. And he says, yes, the French pronunciation is Mayu. It's like, but he's like, we've always used Mayu.
Then that's what we're going to go with, too. Mayu.
I'm like, may you say your name differently, please? No, I didn't say that.
May you go into the mall later? No, that doesn't work.
We're not going to the mall. They keep
your
spelling,
first goal
mister.
is a Blue tomorrow night.
Yeah. Hi-yo. Your extra in the defensive pairings, there was Kessel. Of course, Binnington and Hofer are your goaltenders. Now, Jamie, I think you wanted to highlight something with Bugstad and that fourth line, no?
Yeah, so we were wondering yesterday, like, is this, how they're going to start? And I even said myself, my Texier is an odd fit on the fourth line just because he possesses great skills, but not necessarily the checking and physicality of a fourth line that we've seen, certainly in recent times, and especially last year with the Fox, Toropchenko, Walker line. Well, Bugstad feeling better today. The big boy, 6'6". He'll be centering Toropchenko, who's 6'6", and Nathan Walker, who's 5'6". Actually, I think he's 5'7" in a little bit. He'll probably tell you 5'8", but that's only when he styles his hair really high. But it doesn't matter how big he is because he's got the heart of a lion.
Damn right
and he
does.
goes out there and tries to rip your soul out every game.
As he should.
As he should. So what that means is Alex Texier out right now, at least on the outside looking in. And it means that a lot of eyeballs on Matthew Joseph in the first game because that's the spot where Texier could go coming back in the lineup. And but it's not like all eyes on you, Matthew Joseph. You better score a goal. No, you better play smart hockey, be disciplined, play physical, play good defensively, block shots, help your team out. If you can chip in offensively, yeah, we'll take it. But don't feel like that's the mistake that some guys make is I got to go out and I got to do so much to stay in the lineup. And when you do that, you do so much wrong. And you find your way out of the lineup because the team's like, what the hell is he doing? He's everywhere doing nothing right. So for Matthew Joseph, it's a nice little test for him. He'll play alongside Suter and Neighbors. I like that line a lot. But this I believe, will be your starting lineup tomorrow night for the Blues.
We need you to score more goals. All right, Marsh, I know you and a buddy were getting into it.
Oh, yeah, we
It
were
led to
having...
fisticuffs.
No,
fact.
no fisticuffs, but...
Was this the guy you don't like that plays hockey on your video game with you?
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, it was not
He
him.
doesn't not like anybody.
Well, he told me
He
that.
just gets frustrated by the lack of
he doesn't
coaching.
dislike
Hey, guys, I'm sorry. I should word things differently.
Yeah, the guy might be
How
listening.
soft are we getting around
He might
here?
be listening.
That'd be
Well,
cool,
then he should
actually.
toughen up a little bit.
He might be listening. That's
what?
why Marshy keeps
not my
hammering
friend.
me.
Maybe you should listen.
Maybe you should.
Again, Marsh, you were saying
Go ahead,
that you
Andrew.
and a buddy were
Anthony
basically
interrupted you.
fighting.
No, we were not fighting. We were in a back and forth, and the topic of conversation was about Logan Mayu and this third-line winger, which we know now is Matthew Joseph. That was kind of the question, who is going to be on that line. But the discussion that we were having, again, surrounding Logan Mayu was that there's a concern that maybe his role as a third-pairing defenseman is not as significant as what you could have had with Zach Bolduc on that third-line wing. And I push back on that just because I feel like you ended up getting that production in free agency with Pius Suter. And now you have a lot of upside with a Logan Mailloux as your third pair defenseman who has the potential to be a part of that second pair. I don't know when that could be. It could be a month into the season. We don't know. But I think there's maybe some people out there still that are concerned that Zach Bolduc not being here affects this offense, and I don't necessarily believe that right now.
Well, as far as the trade, you also have to factor in, of course, what Logan Mailloux will be. He is not where Bolduc is right now, but you have to factor in, of course, what he could be in the future, which is what you hope to be a top 4 defenseman. So.
Right, and I think this conversation was more geared towards this season, whereas what are our expectations for this season? Do we think the Blues are going to be a Stanley Cup team? We certainly hope so. Are they going to take a step forward? We certainly hope so. I think the team right now is better than it was at the end of last season, even without Zach Bolduc. And I was very critical, as you guys remember, in the offseason when free agency hit. But now I have a really good feeling about this team, even though they don't have Zach Bolduc as that third-line winger.
I think we don't know what Mailloux is. He might go out and be
a human being.
Well, he is a human being. He's a first-round draft pick. He's probably a fine fella.
Hockey player.
Definitely a hockey player.
Big kid.
Yeah. We don't know what he is, though. I think we as your buddy might have a little bit of FOMO. You know what I mean?
It's a good word.
A little FOMO, fear of missing out.
Of the playoffs.
Well, that too, but fear of missing out of what Zach Bolduc is. But you don't know what Mailloux is. Like it's like a surprise. Like go behind door number 2, 1, 2, or 3.
Like a Kinder Egg?
Yeah, you don't know what's in there, right? But it could be something amazing.
You ever seen a Kinder Egg?
Kinder Egg. Yeah.
There's a little chocolate egg with the wrapper.
Yeah.
And you get it and you unwrap it, and when you open it up, it's got a little toy inside.
Yeah.
You don't ever know what the toy is.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It
Sounds
could be,
thrilling.
or it could
Honestly.
be
Deprived, man.
It could be some.
Yeah.
It could be money. It could be anything.
Anything.
You don't know. It could be nothing.
Where do I get these Kinder Eggs?
Well, you got to go
Pretty
online.
much everywhere, actually.
You can go
Now you
online
can get them
and-
at the store, too.
You can go
Gas
online
station.
and
Yeah.
they're very popular. But yeah, you don't know. So it's the fear of missing out. I think Blues fans, Cardinal fans, I think all fans have that from time to time when you have something that you feel like a known commodity. You know what Zach Bolduc brought to the team last year, and now you're worried about, is Matthew Joseph going to make up for what Bolduc did? No, he's not. So get over it and quit asking. That's not who he is.
Yeah.
Defensively, you might be better, though. And what do we talk about, Jamie? Playing better defense in front of your goalies and preventing
Equals.
what? Wins.
And?
Championships.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice
I was
job,
going to say goals against average going down,
No,
but
you
that
would've
was
been
too
right.
long.
We'd have just kept going.
I was trying to get there. It took me a while.
Don't forget the expected goals
Carey.
against either.
Expected goals.
I'll get you there eventually.
There you go. Thank you. I always want to get there.
Yep.
Always.
Who doesn't?
Every single time I want to get there.
You should.
I never not want to be there
That's the
and
spirit.
finish and get it.
That's a running
I got to
back
get
right
there.
there.
Got to get to the end zone.
Yeah.
Got to score.
Are we still talking about sports?
We're
Always
talking
scores.
about his touchdown that he didn't get yesterday.
Yes, got to get in the end zone.
All hands. It's
Got to score.
Yeah.
All hands.
Yep.
All hands. Good hands team. I was on that. Yeah.
Soft hands, too. I've done
Very
that
soft.
with them before.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
soft.
Concentration,
Yeah.
not strength.
So, talking about Zach Bolduc and his role here last year and what it could have been this year, we're hyper-focusing on a third-line player who scored 19 goals. Now, I'm not minimizing that because I am public supporter number 1 of Zach Bolduc. Love the kid. But you have to pause for a second. I said this before. The St. Louis Blues traded Brendan Shanahan for Chris Pronger, an unknown commodity. A known commodity in Brendan Shanahan. The guy had 60 freaking goals and 200 penalty minutes. And you traded it away, and people went nuts, and I didn't blame them. Even the players on our team were like, what are you doing? Get him back here. Pronger? What? You know anything about Pronger? Yeah, I played against him in junior. What's that? Yeah, he's tall. You know? Like, he was a good player, but Brendan Shanahan was like an all-star. But then we look down the road and we realize how important a big defenseman is that can contribute offensively, play with some bite, all of those things. 2 things here, though. Let me be very clear on 2 players. Shanahan and Pronger don't necessarily equal Bolduc and Mailloux. Okay?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We don't know. But what I'm saying is Shanahan and Pronger ended up being comparable players, whereas Mayu and Bolduc might end up being comparable players, meaning Bolduc might be a 25 to 30 goal scorer for the Montreal Canadiens. Great. Logan Mayu might be a 20 to 25 minute a game, top 4 defenseman, runs your second power play, 40 points a season, 12, 15 goals a year. Both teams are winning. But what the Blues don't have in the pipeline is a Logan Mayu. They don't. Juracek is the next best thing, a right-handed shot defenseman, young guy coming in. We saw what he could do. There's tremendous upside. But I don't think his upside is the same as what the upside is of Logan Mayu. What you do have waiting, if we expand our vision, if we go panoramic, not just microscopic, you've got Stenberg, you've got Kaskamaki, you've got Dvorsky, you've got other dudes that should be able to get you that 15 to 20 goals that Bolduc got you. We're automatically projecting Bolduc to have 30 goals this year. Who knows what his role will be with the Montreal Canadiens? That's a really young team, too. He's not the only young scorer on that team. So we'll see how it works out. Again, I think the trade can be fair to both sides. I do think the Logan Mayu ceiling and his upside is probably higher than what Bolduc will be eventually.
Are there concerns right now because we're looking at it, and for the people that are arguing for this Bolduc Mayu trade to, whatever side that they're on? Are they just looking at it from this season? And do we need to just take a step back and not look at it from
they're looking at it from last season.
They're looking
at nothing has happened this year.
Right.
So wait, last year he had 19 goals and this guy played 7 games.
That's what it is. They're looking at goals. And you two both played hockey. I much more than I ever did.
Are you a hockey player?
I play street hockey. I don't know if I qualified just yet. I'm working on it. I got to get on skates.
Anthony runs a camp too. So.
I'm getting there.
Can help you out
eventually.
probably. Anthony skates very well.
Scoring goals is great, right? It's wonderful. It's a beautiful
You
thing.
gave me a compliment once.
You did.
Yeah,
It's great.
scoring is great.
But playing defense is great too. Like it's what's more? What do you value more? What does your team need more of? Is probably what went into that trade. If the team needed goal scorers, they probably don't let Bolduc go. Like if you needed more points or more goals in the back of the net, and you felt like losing this guy is, but what you needed was to not be in 6-on-5 situations and not being able to get the puck out of your zone. What you needed, go ahead.
No, sorry.
No, what you needed was goal suppression. You needed people to be physical and not allow so much time in your D zone. Get the dang on puck out. Get it out. That ain't goal scoring ain't going to help you in that situation. Clear it.
It's always a good call.
Yeah.
So let's play a little game, just because I know we're up against it, Anthony. You don't have to
That's right. I'll let
side
it
eye
go.
me, okay? Just stop.
I didn't look at you one bit.
Crap already. First segment of the day is give me the side eye. Let's just play a game. Say Bolduc is a 20-goal scorer.
Bolduc is a 20-goal scorer.
Okay, let's say Mayu is a 10-goal scorer.
Mayu is a 10-goal scorer.
But then Mayu, because of his play, helps keep an extra 20, 25 goals out of your net.
Son of a bee.
So that would give him an aggregate, let's say, of 35 goals, right? So now Bolduc has to score another 15 to equal what the goal amount would be of what Mayu is as far as a difference maker.
This is why he's the hockey guy. Okay, you're the hockey guy, and I'm not, but his noggin.
Now, to be fair, Bolduc might make a few great defensive plays and save an extra 5 or 6 goals himself. So let's bring him up to 27, just be generous. That's still almost a 10-goal difference, and I'm just that is off the top of my head.
That was good. I like what you did there.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Then add in Pius Suter and now Jimmy Snuggerud.
Well, yeah, and Pius Suter was a 20-goal scorer last year. 22-goal scorer, wasn't he?
I think he was 25.
25, Anthony. So he had more goals than Bolduc.
And he's a defensive player.
And he's a defensive player. So when you do the math of all of it together, which is way above my pay grade,
you're looking at about 40 or 50 more goals.
Probably.
Carey.
Sounds like a Stanley Cup to me.
Let's be safe, 30.
I want to go 40 or 50.
I know you like it bigger.
I do.
But let's just be safe.
Bigger is better.
Not always. You get hurt. Be careful. Remember to have fun, though. What? All I'm saying is that Army may have improved this team offensively by adding good defense as well. That's all. I love Bolduc. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope we see him in the Stanley Cup final against our St. Louis Blues.
Probably will. Wow. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What will be the number one factor in Illinois pulling off the upset on Saturday against Ohio State? Carey will try next.
Bus gets stuck?
We want them to show up. The hell you talking about? Come on. And take that trip from Columbus. Come on.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, what?
We'll talk about next on 101 ESPN. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. If Illinois is going to pull off an upset, and it would be a big upset against Ohio State on Saturday, what needs to happen? What is going to be the biggest factor?
Yeah, you got to take care of the football. And Illinois has done a really good job all season. I think that we've only had 3 turnovers. One of them came from a backup quarterback, Ethan Hampton, when he came in the game. 2 fumbles on the goal line versus USC. One very questionable fumble. But I believe those are only 3 turnovers we've had all year. Our quarterback, Luke Altmaier, is one of 3 quarterbacks that has over 1,000 yards passing and 0 interceptions thrown. So he's done a really good job of taking care of the football. I said yesterday the game between Mizzou and Alabama is going to come down to what takes place on the line of scrimmage. Same holds true for this game. If you can protect the passer, create some run lanes. We've struggled at times in the running game. I don't know why, but we have struggled in the running game. But you're going to have to be able to protect the passer, get some running game going, and chew up some clock. Because they do have explosive players on their offense. Julian Sayin, his first year starting, has done a really good job. But Jeremiah Smith, in my opinion, is the best football player in college football. And then Carnell Tate, the other receiver they have, is pretty damn good too. So they got some guys on that offense that can get the ball in their hands and be explosive. If I'm Illinois, I'm trying to manage the clock, run the football, take care of the ball, and then play sound on defense. You can't allow the big plays, the big chunk plays to beat you.
The only way that Illinois is going to pull off an upset, it's going to be the basics of football. It really is. I mean, what you're talking about, CD, is spot on. Mm-hmm. One, they got to win the turnover battle. That's number one. And like you said, they sit among the nation's leaders in turnover margin. They've forced multiple turnovers in their wins. So if Illinois can force one or two turnovers and win the turnover battle, that's going to be huge. I also think they can't just rely on one single pass rusher to get after Julian Sayin. I think they're going to have to mix up their pressure looks. I think they're going to have to bracket Jeremiah Smith and take their chances with Carnell Tate, as dangerous as that is.
That's dangerous.
Either way, you're going to have to mix up your pressure looks. It wouldn't. I know it's different players, but it wouldn't hurt to look at what Texas did to Jeremiah Smith, not only in week 1, but also in the playoff game last year between Texas and Ohio State. Texas is one of the few teams in the nation, and again, they got a great defense, don't get me wrong, but they're one of the few teams in the nation that were able to slow down Jeremiah Smith. So if Illinois can take a look at what Texas did just from a bracket standpoint or how they attacked him, I think that would be big. Other than that, you're going to have to force third down stops. You're going to have to get off the damn field on defense. You're going to have to score touchdowns and not settle for field goals. That's it, man.
Yeah, I agree. The thing that I do like about Illinois, they have faced some really good passers and some passing offenses so far this year. Jaden Mayava is top 5 in passing yards. Mensah from Duke is top 5 in passing yards. Like and we saw what Mendoza did from Indiana. Like they faced some potent offenses in terms of passing. And we've been banged up on in the secondary. Hopefully everyone is healthy and ready to go. Not named Xavier Scott because he will still be out. But I think that if you can do some of the things that you talked about, protect the passer offensively and get to the quarterback, put pressure on that quarterback. Gabe Akis is one of the defensive linemen for Illinois that is highly touted. And last week when we were playing Purdue was not going to allow him to wreck the game. Mm-hmm. They had 3 people blocking him at certain times. They had the guard, they had a tackle, and they had a running back. Sometimes they had a tackle, tight end, running back. So they were cognizant of how dangerous he can be in their passing game if he's able to get to the quarterback, which means what you just said, somebody else got to get there.
Yeah.
Somebody else got to show up. If they're allocating 2 to 3 guys for one person, that means everybody else got a one-on-one matchup and you got to win.
No doubt.
Hopefully if that's the route that Ohio State goes, I don't know that they will. I don't know if they won't. But if they go that route, somebody else has to get home and make some plays defensively for Illinois.
Yeah, that was my number one. The first player I mentioned when it came to matchups, it's Gabe Jackas. I mean, that kid's a monster, as you know, CD. And he's somebody that no quarterback wants pressure in his face.
No.
If you can push the pocket and get in front of Julian Sayin, that's going to give you a shot. Luke Allmeier's also going to have to take some chances. He just is. If this is a conservative game plan, dink and dunk, things like you're not going to win.
Right.
Even if you win time of possession, Ohio State's will hit on some of its plays. You're going to have to flip the field at some point.
But I do think that when they're talking about Illinois and we don't have a chance, Luke Altmaier is number 6 in passing yards in the country.
Sure.
Right. And he's one of the few that don't have an interception thrown yet to this point. He's done a really good job. I say it every week. He takes care of the football. So if you can keep him clean, he's going to find his receivers. Hank Beatty has been a revelation for this team this year. He has been outstanding downfield, making big plays, doing everything. He's got a rushing touchdown, a punt return touchdown, a passing touchdown. He's done everything for this team offensively at the receiver spot. So Luke is not a guy that he's not afraid or worried about the team that's coming in. He's going to play his game. He's going to play well. You just got to keep him clean. I do think that there is a path for the Illinois to actually beat the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes. And no people will look at him like, you're a homer, you're crazy. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, probably.
They probably do believe that, especially if you watch what happened against Indiana a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I do believe that after you correct some of those issues, which they showed the following week versus USC, they corrected them and they continue to get better. I think that there's a path that Illinois could take care of business this weekend.
Get it to the fourth quarter. Get it to the fourth quarter, because the fourth quarter can be a standalone. I mean, that's its own game.
We have this, like, I don't have this. And I was on the radio in Champaign earlier this week, and I was telling them, I don't have this lure or mystique of Ohio State. My teams went 2-2 against Ohio State. We won 2 at the Horseshoe, and we lost 2 at home. The 2 we lost at home, one was a field goal, a last-second field goal, so we lost by 3. And the other one was when they won the national championship. We lost in overtime in a game that we shouldn't have lost. We got one of those letters later on in the week saying, from the Big Ten, we blew a call. The touchdown you all scored was actually a touchdown in the end zone in overtime. So we should have kept playing. Mm-hmm. So for me, you lose 2 games to Ohio State by 10 points, and you won 2 games by, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns in those 2 games that we beat them. I don't have this fear or this mystique hanging over me of Ohio State. They can be beat. And that's how I look at it. I hope that Illinois is looking at it as well. They haven't played Ohio State at home since 2015. They haven't played them since 2017. Wow. So it's been a long time since Illinois and Ohio State have played one another. I'm excited for the game. Like I said, it should be a good game. Stay in the game, take care of the football, get after the ball carrier. You got a chance.
Not to put you on the spot, CD, but
oh boy,
ILL.
Do you have to win this game
to get into the college football playoff?
Yep.
I said I will stay. Well, Indiana's a top 10 team,
but that's a really bad loss.
But it's a top 10 team, and it's on the road. So for me, I've said for a while, if you're a 2-loss Big Ten team and your 2 losses that you have on your schedule are at Indiana and their top 10 team and to the number 1 team in the country, I do think that there's a path for you to still make it to the college football playoffs.
There is, but you got to be called Notre Dame.
Well, hell with those guys. You got a big game on the road in a couple of weeks against Washington, which will add more value to what you've been doing this year. I do think that there's a path, but I would prefer that you don't have to go that route and you can just beat Ohio State this weekend.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't think they get in. Ooh. I hate to say it. I'm looking at the schedule. Western Illinois, Duke, Western Michigan, USC, Purdue, Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, Northwestern. You'd have one big win. It'd be USC.
Washington is going to be a top 25 team. Washington is right outside of the top 25, I believe.
You're from Illinois. What's your problem?
I get it. He's from New York.
I'm from the
I don't know where the hell he's from, but it just bothers me.
Brooklyn, New York, right.
The Brook. Yeah. The Brook is on fire.
Is it?
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Yeah.
Good people there.
Yeah. Jamie, your thoughts? Do they have to win to make the college football playoff?
No, I absolutely feel like they have to win, especially since getting fist pumped like that against Indiana. I'm just saying, Carey, like, I love you to death, brother. You know I do. But, my God, they finished 3rd in that game. So, I think they have to win.
Say that.
I'm just being honest.
That's good. Good.
I think they have to win. But if they win, obviously that puts them in a hell of a spot, too. So, I don't think they win. Carey, I apologize for that, too. I will be cheering for them. I would not be betting on them, but I will be cheering for them against Ohio State. But I think Ohio State beats them by 10.
See, this is why I disagree with you, Anthony, because Maryland is 4-1 right now. Their only loss is to Washington. Washington is 4-1. Their only loss is to Ohio State. I do believe that Washington, if they continue in the path that they're going, they'll be in the top 25 at some point. USC was in the top 25 when we won that game. Mm-hmm. I think that there is a path, and then maybe I'm just wearing rose-colored glasses and want to believe it, but
or orange tint.
That might be. That's fine. That's okay. We'll see how it goes.
Look at Washington right now. I don't think they're going to be in the top 25 by next week. That's your issue.
No, but they might be
by the end of the year. Sure. And Maryland.
Yeah, but it's when you play them,
as well. But to me, Washington is right there. They're in they're I guess 4 votes for the top 25.
I'm not saying you're drunk right now. I'm just saying that
we're not that.
No, you think so? No, it's okay.
That's fine.
That, you have hope.
And if you got hope,
you're excited.
Hey, man, that's all I can do is have hope.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Your college football team, yes, yours, is the greatest college football team I've ever seen.
Agreed.
And I'm not just talking to CD. I'm talking to everybody. Okay? So when you go to bed tonight, I want you to tell yourself your college football team,
Yeah.
your favorite college football team, is the best. Are the Phillies and Cubs cooked? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun.
Let's get dirty this weekend. We got lots of amazing college football games going on. Maybe you're making that trip down to Columbia. Maybe you're going to do a little tailgating. If you are, stop by Dirt Cheap and pick up all of the things that you are going to need, whether it's the little airplane bottles, the Pink Whitney shots, whether it's maybe it's a little bit of bourbon, celebratory champagne. You never know what you're going to need. It's all available right there at Dirt Cheap. Or maybe you're just sitting at home with your family and your friends, and you're going to watch a whole bunch of games this weekend. Again, Dirt Cheap has you covered. But please don't forget to download the Dirt Cheap Rewards app, too. Start saving right away. It's real easy. Just punch in your phone number, and it adds all that up for you. You can also get on the app and place a pickup or delivery order, and you can also join the exclusive Bourbon Club. I am a member, and it is pretty awesome. They give you notifications when certain bourbons are available, certain raffles, and things like that, and deals always are there. And again, remember, the name Dirt Cheap is about the price, not the product. So please get in and visit your local Dirt Cheap. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love hearing that. And remember, they are your one-stop party shop. Visit them at cheapcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's cheapcheapfunfun.com. Have fun, but be careful out there.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Your Blues start the season off tomorrow night as they take on the Minnesota Wild. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. Also, tonight on 101 ESPN, you can listen to Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Phillies. Pregame starts at 7:30. First pitch is at 8:08. Are the Phillies and the Cubs, they all but done? We'll discuss it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
In about an hour and a half, the Brewers and Cubs will square off at Wrigley Field. It will be Quinn Priester versus Jameson Taillon. And then, but the Blue Jays and Yankees will have their first pitch at 6:08. That's Game 4 after the Yankees slugged their way to a victory last night, first of the series. How about Aaron Judge's home run? Turned around. So no player in MLB history has ever hit a home run thrown or on a pitch thrown that fast and that inside before.
Really?
It was like 99 something that Aaron Judge turned around and hit off the foul pole. Incredible. Then you got the Phillies and Dodgers.
By the way, sorry to interrupt, but weren't Yankees fans a few days ago complaining all over the place that Aaron Judge doesn't show up in the big moments?
Yeah, that's before I cursed the Blue Jays, though.
Yeah,
that's true. You did. Dang, you did. And then you got the Phillies and Dodgers. So the Dodgers can sweep the Phillies and the Cubs can sweep the Brewers. Here's your math on teams that are 0-2 in a best-of-5 postseason series. Roughly 10 to 12% of the time they come back. So the math ain't great for the Phillies and the Cubs, respectively. The other issue that I see is that the Dodgers and Brewers both have a couple of hot arms and rested bullpens to take into that, to continue this series out. I think that there's 0.0 chance either of these teams come back. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, from a Phillies standpoint, Cubs can go fast lane themselves.
Yeah, I think the Phillies are done for sure. I think the Dodgers, one of the things you talked about was pitching, and that doesn't seem to be that much of a problem for them, especially when you have that lineup that they have where they can be down in the game, they can fight their way back, claw their way back, and it's just too many guys to try to get out at bat after at bat after at bat. So I think that the Phillies could be potentially done. And we talked about the injury to Zach Wheeler. Would that be detrimental for this Phillies team? Maybe it is. Like maybe that has been a problem for them not having him in their rotation.
Can we pause for a second? Because I can't believe how people were kind of like nonchalant about that. Like, they've got enough pitching.
They do have a lot of. They do have
good pitching.
Really good pitching.
But obviously everybody has to step up.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had Zach Wheeler and maybe you're pitching him game 1. I'm not saying the Phillies don't still blow that game, but it's still significant enough to talk about. Your top pitcher did not face any Dodgers in this series. It's crucial.
Well, I think the key here is that these games have been close. The Phillies could have won both games, but we talked about it before the series started, and it was more so from an error standpoint, fielding standpoint for the Dodgers. This is a little bit different with the Phillies, where you put down a bunt to get the guy over to third base, but the Dodgers have the wheel play on. It's just little things like that are costing you games at this point in the season, and you can't have those mistakes. Blowing the game 1. That can't happen, especially against the Dodgers.
Right.
You can't do that.
Your margin for errors is basically nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, the Mariners are up 1-0 right now on the Tigers. That series is 2-1 right now. Seattle leads that, so they can close out the Detroit Tigers in Detroit today after winning yesterday. The other thing here, too, guys, I feel like we're seeing, and maybe I'm just a prisoner of the moment right now after what the two games did yesterday, but 12 runs in that Seattle-Detroit game and then 15 runs in that Blue Jays-Yankees game. I know, CD, sometimes you don't like me talking about this because you want to see ding-dong Johnsons constantly, but at some point the pitching's going to improve. And you look at a team like the Dodgers who might get healthy at the right time. Certainly the Brewers with their pitching and their bullpen being a strength. If it's Dodgers and Brewers to set up in the NLCS, that's going to be fascinating. Mm-hmm. The Brewers' biggest issue is just getting past even the first round. And they have not had, historically bad offensive performances 2 years ago. Last year was only slightly better when they got upset by the Mets. But this Brewers team finally looks like it's clicking like it did in the regular season.
You don't feel like the Cubs have a chance?
No.
You think they're done?
I do.
Okay.
I picked the Brewers in this series. Now, Marsh and Jamie, I think you guys picked the Cubs, right?
Yeah, we did.
I did.
Yeah, they have not looked good.
Great.
Although, with the Brewers, they're giving up early runs. I wonder how long that can be sustainable for, especially if you're taking on the Dodgers, longer series, better team. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're going to be able to pull themselves out of a hole if they're down early like they have been against the Cubs.
And they haven't been there before. I think that matters. You're not relying on guys that have won an NLCS. If they do advance past the Cubs, you're not relying on guys that have led a team to the NLCS and beyond like the Dodgers have. So I think experience is going to be a big-time factor if it winds up being Brewers and Dodgers. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Speaking of Marsh, he's got what's trending for you next.
Have you ever thought about investing in U.S. farmland? Probably not, because I never did either until I talked to Chris Bronner from AgVest, and he filled me in on some details that were definitely news to me, that a lot of people are investing in U.S. farmland, and some very wealthy people are doing it as well. And let's not be confused here. You don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to invest. The point is that these people who have a lot of money are now investing in U.S. farmland because they're tired of the ups and downs of some of the stock market and the trades and all that stuff that's going on right now. They want steady returns, long-term growth, and real stability with their money. And AgFest has been helping leading financial institutions manage over $900 million in farmland, and they are licensed in 10 states. And if you own farmland, AgVest can help you maximize that. They can come in and they can help you with sourcing and diligence to rent, as well as tenant selection. And all you have to do is call AgVest founder Chris Bronner at 618-520-7022. That's 618-520-7022, or visit agvestadvisors.com. Buy land. They're not making it anymore.
topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I have some AFC North news for you. Ooh. Jamie's favorite quarterback, Joe Flacco, will indeed start for the Bengals.
Oh, boy, the Bengals season's going to turn around faster than we thought, boys.
You think so?
Yep.
All right.
Guaranteed victory.
He is starting against the Packers this week.
Take my money.
Kevin Stefanski.
Gladly.
Browns head coach is non-committal on Shadur Sanders being named QB2 despite Joe Flacco not being in the room anymore. Dylan Gabriel is the starter. Bailey Zappi is now in the picture. So non-committal on Shadur Sanders being QB2. There's a little Browns and Bengals information for you.
What are we doing here?
Why don't you just release the kid so he can go to a team that
Needs a quarterback.
What? I mean,
give him
needs
a chance
quarterback. Because to me, this is my read on the situation. Kevin Stefanski never wanted him. He never wanted him for his offense.
Probably.
Dylan Gabriel was selected in the 3rd round. Mm-hmm. Shadur Sanders was still there in the 5th. This seems like either a GM or an owner move to get Shadur Sanders. How much? What more do we need from Kevin Stefanski outside of him just saying he's not a fit for my offense? I don't want him anywhere near the field that we have already gotten.
What do you need to see from Bailey Zappi?
No, exactly.
Like, what can Bailey Zappi provide for you at this point that you're like,
nothing. The only thing is, again, Kevin Stefanski must feel like if blank hits the fan, Bailey Zappi's a better fit for my offense. Otherwise, he's got a pop gun arm. It's shocking he's still in the league, and nothing against the kid, but like he's not the answer. So Shadur Sanders, then trade him. Trade him. Recruit the 5th round pick. Get a 6th round pick with that, or get a 6th round pick that could be a conditional 5th round pick, and send him to a different team. Yeah. His father should have never said anything about the Ravens. I understood the thought process on it. You know what? He's never going to start. Well, he could be starting right now, and that was a team that actually wanted him.
Mm-hmm. I have no answer. I don't know. I assume all things will work out how they're supposed to. Dylan Gabriel didn't look terrible in his first start. He didn't look bad. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose is, though. Like, I don't know why coaches make non-stories more of a story. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I guess there's an easier way to go about it. Oh, we haven't decided the depth chart yet, or we're working through some things. I don't know. Well, I'm not committed to that yet. I can tell you this. If Kevin Stefanski didn't want him and the owner did, guess who's going to win? The owner. Because he owns the team. You work for him. Unless Kevin Stefanski doesn't understand that.
Or maybe he wants out. Which is not a bad play.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
Last
maybe
year.
Not. I don't know.
Last year we had this conversation with Stefanski and the people in the front office, ownership, whatever, when Deshaun Watson was playing like garbage, and they're like, why is he still playing? Mm-hmm. And Stefanski,
the owner spent $230 million on that guy.
Exactly.
I think it's all just stupid anyways. Like, even if you're the head coach, Stefanski, any question about it at all, I'd just be like, hey, listen, Dylan Gabriel's my starter. I'm focused on the next game. Mm-hmm. That's all we need to worry about. Not worried about backup quarterbacks, third quarterbacks. I'm not worried about the cheerleaders. I'm not worried about the parking attendant. Like, I'm worried about winning a damn football game here. Mm-hmm. And right now, Dylan Gabriel's my starting quarterback. Next question.
Yeah.
So why even address it?
This is what he had to say. He said, all roster type of things. I always have to be mindful of our players and our players' development, and I want to make sure that I'm always doing what's best for our players and, of course, our team. But with young players, I'm always thinking about last week making the change to Dylan. You have to think long and hard about that because these are young players that you are so invested in their development. So I'll let the decision play out and make a decision later.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Ay.
Wish him the best.
Yep. What else you got, Marsh?
Well, the Jets, not the Jets, Jets of New York / New Jersey.
The Winnipeg Hockey Jets?
The Winnipeg Hockey Jets have signed Kyle Connor to an 8-year, $96 million extension. It is the richest deal in Jets history. And, of course, maybe you don't know, but the franchise itself, back when they moved to Winnipeg from Atlanta, one of Jamie's favorite spots to play, it cost the team cost $110 million to move. And now you just gave out a $96 million extension. Kyle Connor, hell of a player for the Jets, as we saw in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm not building my team around him. Like, that's what makes me laugh about some of these signings is I'm not building my team around Kyle Connor.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Like, he scored 47 goals in 21-22. Last season scored 41. Apart from that, he is a 35-ish goal scorer, which that is very good. It ain't $12 million good, though.
Right.
Like, I'm not even going to use Connor McDavid as a $12 million player because that's just absurd. But, like, look around the league at guys who are making $12 million. They're better, more valuable, more well-rounded than Kyle Connor is. So, I don't know. But I guess I'm going to have to wrap my brain around where these salaries are going because the salary cap keeps going up by big chunks of percentages every year, which means a $12 million contract is a $9 million contract a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, it's the inflation of the salary game, and we're going to have to wrap our brains around it, and it'll probably take 4 or 5 years before it regulates itself or plateaus a little bit. Hopefully, for the players, I hope it doesn't plateau. And for the owners, too. That means everybody's making more money. And I hope that's the case. And all the power to them. I don't begrudge that at all. I'm not one of those old curmudgeons that was like, back in my day. No, I don't. These guys, you know what? Make the money you can make, and all the power to you. I would not give Kyle Connor $12 million as a player. I just wouldn't. That's me.
And again, it just shows how lucky we are to have some of our better players on the contracts that they have.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. You can join TMA. They're going to be live next Wednesday morning from the Rawlings Experience at Westport Plaza. Rawlings, the #1 baseball brand worldwide, will be revealing this year's Gold Glove Award finalist at this exclusive event. And that's next Wednesday morning, TMA live from the Rawlings Experience in Westport Plaza for the Gold Glove Award finalist announcement. You can get more details now at 101ESPN.com. Is the Eagles' offense broken? If so, what's the fix? I kind of think that Carey's just going to say run the damn ball, and he might be right. That's next on 101 ESPN. 3:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Is the Eagles' offense broken? Now, we're not talking about are the Eagles done? Are they finished? Do they suck? So, Eagles fans, just take a deep breath here. We're just talking about the offense.
The Eagles are finished, Anthony?
We're just talking about the offense and whether or not it's broken.
It's a weird statement.
Carey.
Yeah.
Is the Eagles' offense broken? If so, how do you fix it?
It's not broken. It ain't good, though. They're struggling to so play calling is you have to have a rhythm. You have to be in sync. You have to feel the game in a way where you almost know what play you want to call next based on the play you just called. You have to have a rhythm.
Yeah.
They aren't in sync in their play calling and how they're running their plays right now.
They're just calling plays.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. And then what starts to happen is players start to get frustrated or guys aren't doing, the little things that they need to do. A.J. Brown had an opportunity to catch a huge touchdown, but he's not involved in the offense to a degree, and he's like, it's not coming to me. Oh, crap, it's coming to me. No, I'm not going to be able to catch it. And then everybody, well, yeah, they throw you the ball, you don't run hard. It's just you're not in sync, you're not in rhythm, and I think you can figure it out or fix it by running the football. Mm-hmm. You start there, you run the ball well, downhill, have some success, do some RPO game, some run option, read option with Jalen Hurts, get him around the edge, get him more comfortable, find ways to make easy throws for him, and I think you're right back into what you need to do. Win on first down, make it 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, not have first down plays where you're not picking up yards, making it 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9. You're making life harder on yourself. I think they're just not in sync from a play caller perspective, and offensively they're not doing what they're accustomed to do. And that usually happens when you have new offensive coordinators.
Right.
Every single year, it feels like they have a new offensive coordinator. Either somebody's gotten fired because you didn't finish the season well, or you finished it so well that your offensive coordinator gets a head coaching job.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the situation that they're in, and it just takes time. They got to find a rhythm and find a way to be in sync in what they're doing.
I do think we need to highlight what you just said, CD. You're right. I mean, there's going to be some growing pains here with a new offensive coordinator, new play caller. Last year under Kellen Moore, it started off a little slow. Not this to this degree, but it started off a little slow and started to pick up. And where did they peak? They peaked in the Super Bowl,
right,
where that's where you want to peak as a team, not just an offense. But what you talked about with the offensive play calling, it does seem like they're choosing plays as opposed to, again, getting into a rhythm, setting things up, setting the defense up. Well, I think there's probably...
Because this guy's obviously not a rookie at being an offensive coordinator.
I think that when... And Carey, you can talk to this more than I can, but I think that when you don't have an idea of how you want to attack a defense, maybe it's to set up plays.
Is he an internal hire?
He was an internal hire.
So just this always puzzles me, and I'm just asking because I don't understand maybe the the nuances of this. But if he's an internal hire, that means he was part of a lot of the meetings, a lot of the discussions going on with the offense and how they ran it, why they ran it before, right? Means he's familiar with the players that he has, wide receiver, tight end.
Not only that, he was the passing game coordinator, to your point.
So how is there this gap then? Like, if nothing else, you should have a pretty good understanding, not a complete, but a pretty good understanding of how you want this to look.
And Carey, I'm interested in your thoughts on this, but from my perspective, it's not just knowing the passing concepts and the plays, like here's my play design. It's knowing when to call them in a certain situation.
He was around for all those meetings.
But if you don't have that skill set,
then how'd you get the job?
Because he was.
I'm not questioning you. Yeah, I'm questioning Philly.
He was part of the coaching staff before. They think it's a natural progression. But if you haven't called plays before, how do you know that he can actually do it?
Listen, there's a gentleman that I know of personally. 2 days before a game, didn't even know how to work the headset.
Call him.
He's coaching at UCLA now as an offensive coordinator.
Doing a hell of a job.
Macaulay Culkin. Yeah. A fantastic job.
Carey, what are your thoughts on that? Because Jamie asked really good questions.
It is play calling is It's a feel. You have to have
Like a rhythm?
It is. It is a rhythm. It's like playing chess.
How much of it is scripted to start the game? Because this always puzzles me.
Usually your first 10 to 15 plays are
Okay.
scripted. So and in those first 10 to 15 plays, you want to have different formations, a mixture of run,
You
pass.
want to see what they're going to do.
You want to know. You want to know how they're going to line up versus this formation. You want to know how they're going to adjust or adapt versus this run play or this pass play, or what are the coverages when they run when you line up in this. So that's what those first 10 to 15 plays are. And you try to.
So it's kind of like first few rounds of a boxing match where you're trying to feel it out a little
You're trying to fill it out. And then you gain that intel, that information, and you're supposed to use that for the rest of the game. But it also is having a plan to set up the next thing. It's like playing chess. Like when you're playing chess, and I don't know if you do or if you don't, but when you're
I'm
playing
an excellent chess player, Carey.
we
Anytime
should
you want
play
to
one.
bring it.
I would love to.
He
Yeah.
said chess.
Both.
He said chest. Is that what he said?
Well, the
Chess
both,
with a
both
S.
can be fun. One's more strategic than the other.
Very much more. But you're moving pieces to start to be able to move other pieces to set up things for later on in the game. And so that's what calling plays is offensively. You have to call certain plays to maybe set up something later on in the game. You roll out, and we're going to have four guys, running the out route, running this route, and then the next time you might have that same look, but now you throw it back to the running back on the other side.
Well,
But
that's how it generates big plays, too. You hear people talk about it after the game. Well, we saw something in the second quarter. We knew
Correct.
that coming around the fourth quarter, we're going to give them a certain look
We
and
can
there's
come
going to be
back to
something
it.
available.
Correct. So I think that the rhythm is just off with what they're doing. And in
for the
terms
job
of
next year.
being a play caller,
UCLA.
when you have
Sorry, Gary.
when you have a new play caller come in, he doesn't always keep the same terminology as the old play caller.
Okay.
Even if he was on
But
the
why would he
staff.
change it?
Because it's his stuff.
It's his
because
stuff.
it's his.
Yeah, it's
I
his.
know, but is it just a matter of peeing on your territory?
Well, he was sitting
little
there.
bit?
He was
But-
probably sitting there like, I wouldn't do that.
You gotta allow
I
him to
wouldn't
do
call
his
it
thing.
that.
yeah,
I call
wouldn't
it
win a
this.
Super Bowl. I hate Super Bowls.
But you do that because it's your offense.
I know.
It's you.
always just
It's
gets
what
to
you're
me.
doing. So
I understand what you're saying. It just gets to me that you're 5 games into the season now, and you're still trying to figure it out.
But here's the thing. It's not the worst thing. Philly was 2-2 last year to start the season.
Yeah.
Like they lost in Atlanta on the road with the play call that I loved. You hated.
No, they're in Philly.
Were they in Philly?
Yeah.
I thought they were in Atlanta.
That made it even worse.
Either way.
I think that was Atlanta's first win in Philly in forever.
I love the play call. Saquon didn't make the catch. It is what it is. But they were 2-2. They're in a better position right now, and everyone. I think there was less panic last year than there is now after one loss. No, it wasn't a good loss. You were up 14 to the Broncos. They came back. They stormed back, and you were unable to finish the game and find a way to win. No, you haven't been able to get in sync with A.J. Brown. Your running game has been kind of putrid. It hadn't been good because, and you know Saquon Barkley is a big game player, big game maker. He's going to make some things happen when you get the ball in his hand. I would start there. I would find a way to get Saquon 25 touches.
Well, the other thing that we haven't talked about in 8 minutes, too, is the offensive line play is way down. The offensive line is not, they're a little banged up, but I think they've regressed. Jalen Hurts has been very efficient in protecting the ball. He's got 0 interceptions, I think, thus far in the season. He has done a nice job protecting the ball. He's also been sacked a ton, 15 times through 5 games. So his passing yards, his efficiency are lower than expected because, like you said, you're behind you're behind schedule constantly. But this offensive line is not getting a push in the run game. Saquon Barkley's pace is far below what it was a year ago, and that was good. That was due for a regression. Somebody in the snake pit mentioned that, and I agree. But I think the offensive line being is the biggest problem right now.
For me, watching the issue that I have with the run game is you're not running it enough. I think they ran the ball 11 times against the Broncos.
And that was a game you're up, so that's not good.
He ran the ball. They had Saquon had 6 carries for 30 yards. That's 5 yards a carry. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but in defensive Philly, what has he done?
He's been all offensive MVP last year. You should get the ball in his hands 25 times. He got 6 carries for 30 yards.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And you lose
You
that
should have had
game.
more yards then.
No,
You gave him his chances.
I mean, you want to touch the ball, you got to do something. Okay, Saquon.
This is a tough crowd,
Never mind
man.
jumping over top of somebody's head. I need yardage.
This is a tough crowd here, buddy.
Stop jumping.
Why are you jumping backwards? Anyways, why'd you have your back to the play, Saquon? Get back in the bench.
Guys, we like to play text or troll. Here's a bit of a different scenario, though. This is Brian Dayball talking about A.J. Brown. I want to know if you guys think this is a troll job or not. He says, you watch the tape, A.J. Brown is open a lot.
Oh, that's a nice troll job. I like that. I like that from
Wide
Brian
receivers
Dable.
are like certain dynamic wingers, okay? And you can have a guy come to the room and be like, hey, man, just so you know, I was open on that play. And next day, I was open on that play.
They're always open.
They're always open.
You know what we call those guys, Carey? 7-Eleven. Because they're always
Same
open.
thing. We call them same thing.
Same thing in
7-Eleven,
football?
yeah.
Hey, 7-Eleven, where were you on that play? Oh, the guy was on me. Are you sure?
As somebody that coaches second grade flag football, they're always open too at a young age.
Call them 7-Eleven.
They come back.
What does that mean? Go say, ask your parents.
Coach, I was wide open. You weren't. You just couldn't see the defender behind you.
There's only one guy that I've ever seen that said he was wide open all the time. Mm-hmm. Is Brett Hull.
Yeah. And he was.
But he was.
Yep.
Even when he was covered, he was wide open.
Yeah.
Every time I story about Pierre Turgeon, we trained for Pierre Turgeon, and he's working the half wall. You know, he's training me. And Hulley's like, Turge! Like yelling, like, I'm open! And he come back to the bench, I'm open there. And then Pierre goes, in his French, Oli, the guy is all over you. He's there. I've scored 400 covered. Just give me that damn puck. Next power play goes out. I knew Turge. Like, headstrong. Okay, you think you're open? Now here you go. Back of the net. I told you, I'm open. After that, Turge never questioned him again. It was awesome.
That's awesome. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Is the Blues forward group just above average?
What?
I'm getting to...
Who said that spit?
Well, we'll tell you next on 101 ESPN.
We play Bet the Board every day, and it's always fun for us to do our research online and check things out. And what a luxury it is to have Circa Sports Illinois, the app, on my phone. It all started with Derek Stevens. His vision a long time ago was to create the world's largest sports book. So not only did he do that, he built a whole casino in Las Vegas. It's gorgeous. If you're ever there, check it out, and you will also see the world's largest sports book while you're there. But now the world's largest sports book is right there in the palm of your hand. Download the Circa Sports Illinois app, and you can have a lot of fun. They've got great parlays available, just like everything else. They got player props available, great lines on futures bets. Those are always fun to predict the future a little bit. Tight money line splits. And as always, the best odds of any app that's out there. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. They've also got bigger payouts and high betting limits, and all you have to do is get to the website or the app store, download that Circa Sports Illinois app today. You can start betting like a pro immediately, and it's super user-friendly. You're going to love it. You're going to thank me, and you'll thank Derek Stevens when he gets out here to Missouri in December to promote Circa Sports in Missouri. Please make sure you don't miss out on any of the excitement and join me and Circa Sports and have a great time. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
ESPN's The Athletic put together
Oh, shit, Athletic.
an article today. We love The Athletic.
I love JR.
Works for The Athletic.
He does.
Every NHL team's forwards ranked. Lightning, Golden Knights top the 2025-26 list. So, again, this is the forward groups in the NHL ranked. Best in class, Tier 1, included the Lightning, the Golden Knights, and the Stars.
Wait, what?
Tier 1,
Yeah.
best in class. The Lightning, the Golden Knights, and the Stars.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I think there's a few teams missing there.
Who?
The Oilers?
Yeah, the Oilers. You've got three of the top scoring players. Evan Bouchard on defense, McDavid and Draisaitl. I'm sure they're in the next tier.
Tier 2, above average, includes
The Oilers.
the Oilers, Hurricanes, Avalanche, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Kings, Devils, and your St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, that's a nice spot for the Blues to be in. I honestly didn't expect them to be in this tier with some of those other teams, which is why I think they screwed up the first tier. Quite honestly, I'm happy where the Blues are at, but if you're telling me the Blues offensively remind you of the Florida Panthers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Edmonton Oilers, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to disagree with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, the Blues don't have one 90-point scorer, let alone multiple 100-point scorers.
No, but what they do
I don't
have...
know a gun, let alone multiple guns to necessitate a gun rack.
What they do have, though, in my opinion, is depth. That is something that Edmonton, in my opinion, lacks. Yes, they have the two best players in the world, but you have, 10 other forwards that you have to figure out? I'd say maybe 9, 8 because of Nugent Hopkins and, I'm blanking on his name now, Zach Hyman. So, but other than that, who else? Who else are you really scared about?
You don't have a 40-goal scorer, let alone a 50-goal scorer or two 50-goal scorers.
No, I understand
or
that.
3 when Draisaitl, Hyman, and McDavid are all humming at the same time. Listen, again, let's focus on what's really being discussed here. This is not what the Blues aren't to the Oilers and whatnot. I'm saying I think some of those teams, the Maple Leafs, without Marner, now maybe they fall to that category. But when they had Marner, Nylander, Matthews. It's a lot of offense there. Let's put that aside. Bottom line is the Blues are in a great spot here. And, yeah, they have the opportunity to be a team with several 20-goal scorers. And when you look at the roster overall, you're hoping that you have a couple of 30-goal scorers. So when I look at this roster, I'm hoping that Robert Thomas can get to 25 goals, maybe 30. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Carey, who's been humming around that 40-goal mark, I think he's a 40 to 45-goal guy. Dylan Holloway, 26 last year, just kind of scratching the surface. I think he's a 30 to 35-goal scorer this year. Pavel Buchnevich has got to give you more than 20 goals. He's got to give you 25 to 30, in my opinion. I think Schen's going to be a 20-goal scorer again. Neighbor's a 20-goal scorer. You don't have Bolduc anymore. I think Colton Parayko, 16 goals was probably right for him last year. I do think that Broberg had 8 goals. I think he's going to double that. So you are going to create a lot of offense from multiple areas, too. Mm-hmm. And Pius Suter, we left him off. He's 25-goal scorer last year. Do I think he gets 30? No, I don't think he goes up because I think his role here will be diminished a little bit compared to what it was in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But he is on the second power play unit as of this morning, so he might be able to contribute there as well. Let's say he's a 20 to 25-goal scorer. That is your death by 1,000 cuts, like Doug Armstrong likes to talk about. And you will have a couple of guys at the top end of this that are giving you big numbers. Like I think Thomas to 30, I think Kyrou 40, I think Holloway 35 to 40. That's where you start to get you get a lot of offense from. So that's positive for the Blues. And the fact that the Athletic is recognizing it, my goodness, write this date down, please.
Do you think
I'm sorry. JR, I know you listen. It's not you, JR.
Do you think the title of this tier is not representative of the teams that are in this tier, above average? That kind of gives off a negative connotation.
Well, that's why I didn't like the whole thing. I was like, this is kind of silly.
Well, I think Jamie's right. They kind of just kicked it off in the wrong on the wrong foot, basically. Mm-hmm. They didn't have enough teams in the top tier, and then they kind of undermined
Who were the 3 in the top tier again?
Lightning,
Lightning?
Stars,
Golden Knights.
and Golden Knights.
Would you put Edmonton
What about,
and
where's Colorado?
Well, they're above average. Which
Yeah, so what has Dallas got? Mikko Rantanen? You've got Gabriel Landeskog back in your lineup for the Avs. You've got Nathan McKinnon. You've got Natchez, Cale Makar. Like, what are we doing here, guys?
So this is what the Stars lineup as constructed in this this article. Sam Steele, Rupe Hintz, Mikko Rantanen, Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnston, Maverick Bourque, Colin Blackwell, Matt Duchene, Tyler Seguin, Adam Ernie, Radek Faksa, Nathan Bastian.
Yeah, so two guys, Mikko Rantanen and Duchene, were prominent scorers. Robertson was not a prominent scorer last year. He wasn't. He had a down year. Now, could he have a better year? Yeah.
Yes.
Tyler Seguin, could he have a better year?
Absolutely.
Possibly. Are they going to automatically? No. So much of Robertson was trade bait in the summertime.
Yeah.
So anyways, again, I'm hyper-focusing on what I think to be a mistake by whoever wrote it, rather than focusing on the positive, which is that the Blues being mentioned with some of these other teams is good for business. It's good for the Blues. Now, I will say this, that I have not confirmed this yet. However, it is being reported
That's good.
that the Vegas Golden Knights have signed a long-term contract extension with Jack Eichel.
No.
8 years, $108 million.
Yeah, $13.5 million AAV.
How's he going to make ends meet?
But so the bigger conversation down the road becomes, if you're the Blues, how do you get your game breaker? Like we talk about all the time, you get the team to a certain spot, and then you go add. Like we talk about the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Get your team, and then you go get that big free agent.
Yeah.
Teams aren't letting those guys go anymore. Last year was a great indication as to, like, everybody re-signed their big stars. Connor McDavid, Edmonton hangs on to him in the offseason. Now Jack Eichel, with a year left on his contract, the Vegas Golden Knights are doing business right now. The days of letting your guys get to the end of their contract to free agency, I think they might be gone for the next 3-4 years because the salary cap went up, because you can now offer them more money.
Well, is it possible that the Blues already have their game breaker in the system right now, and we just haven't seen it yet?
Snuggerud.
I mean, could it be Snuggerud? Could it be Dylan Holloway? Like, you know, progress isn't always linear.
Well,
so
I'm just
it
saying,
could take a little bit for a Dylan Holloway to become. It's not like Dylan Holloway was, you know, just some third-round pick that all of a sudden played well. This is a first-round guy, played college hockey with Cole Caulfield, who is a part of that Canadian team that everybody's high on right now. You could consider him to be a star in the league, superstar in the league. Dylan Holloway.
Who's a superstar?
Cole Caulfield.
He's not a superstar.
Okay, star could be a superstar.
Could be a star.
He's a young, solid
Caulfield?
hockey player.
Marshy
He's a
loves
young,
Cole
solid
Caulfield. He's got his
scorer.
jersey.
Is a T-shirt.
He's got his T-shirt.
Yeah.
My point is that you may or you may not have this future star you're talking about. Jack Eichel was his second overall pick, and he's one of the best center icemen in the entire NHL. Two-way player, bottom line. And now he, who is going to be available, no chance of anybody getting him. So when you look at that class of players now that was supposed to be available in the upcoming offseason, they're disappearing big time. Like McDavid off the books, Eichel off the books. Like go down the line. Like the guys that could be your over-the-top guys.
Right.
Do you have it internally? Maybe in 3-4 years. Maybe. If so, I hope so. I hope they have 12 of those guys.
What if the superstar that we're all clamoring for? What if he ends up being a defenseman? Does that change? Because when we think of superstar, we're probably wanting a forward, right? What if it's what if it's a defenseman
Like who?
on the team right now?
Yeah.
Or what if it's Logan Mailloux?
Superstar.
We don't know. We haven't seen him play.
True. Is he Cale Makar? I don't know. Is he Quinn Hughes? I don't know.
What if he turns into like a Petro? Not saying he will.
The problem is when I hear the what if.
Right.
What if? When I think of sure things, those are superstars. So when I look at the possible UFAs that are available now, Jack Eichel off. Panarin, we'll see what the Rangers do with him. Natchez, I don't want him. Kempe, I think the Kings are going to re-sign him. Ovi, he's not leaving Washington. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And this was supposed to be a massive class of players. That's all. Marshy, I hope you get your 12 superstars. I do.
12?
I hope there's 2 defensemen. I hope they all are great players. I'm just being, from a 10,000-foot view, I'm looking at what they currently have and what I've seen over the course of my lifetime that has developed into superstars, and I don't see a superstar yet.
I mean, I agree. I think it helps when you're drafting in the top 5, and hopefully this team doesn't have to do that in the near future.
Which is why you go with depth, which is exactly what this segment started as the scoring depth, to which we all agree upon.
Absolutely.
Is very positive right now for the Blues, which Army's done a fantastic job with his front office of getting a bunch of dudes who score goals at a pretty good clip.
What's your problem, Anthony?
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. My problem is that Arch Manning.
Oh, boy.
If he's a bust, then how the hell did most people miss on it? That's next on 101 ESPN.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues start their season off tomorrow night, taking on the Minnesota Wild. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We just got done talking about your St. Louis Blues. If you missed any conversations from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you will find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We will talk with Joe Vitale at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we're going to dive into college football. Can Arch Manning be qualified as a bust? We'll discuss it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Well, you just heard Marsh describe it in the Sports Center update, or at least tease it. Is Arch Manning already a bust? There was an article done by The Athletic. Sorry, Jamie. Breaking down, I think it was Will Leach, too, by the way, known Cardinals fan, Will Leach, who discussed what has gone on with Arch Manning. And a lot of it, just to paraphrase, a lot of it is kind of blaming us as football fans or the media for overhyping Arch Manning. Now, he also got a ton of money, too, so there's that component. Now, why did he get a ton of money? Because his last name was Manning. So he was overhyped coming in. I think the question now is he already a bust? He's 21. After this season, he'd still have 2 years left of eligibility. So it's not as if this is it. All the eggs are in one basket here. He does have an opportunity to develop, but have you seen enough to say there's more things going on here with Texas's offense that would lead you to believe that Arch Manning still has some development?
I'm going to quickly give you my thoughts because you guys are probably way more capable of assessing his play so far than I am. But I saw something that was kind of disturbing, and I don't know if it's actually true or if it was just like one small blurb on the internet of some of the kids he was playing against in high school. It looked to be lesser than as far as their talent and their ability. Now, is that every game? I don't know. Is it one team that was just not good, that players could barely run or figure out where the football was? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Don't know. But if that's the talent he was playing against, who in their right mind projected him to be a superstar at the collegiate level? I don't know.
People who looked at his last name.
And when I look at him play, and again, I'll defer to you guys, his throwing mechanics look janky to me. He doesn't look like he has some athletic moments, but sometimes he's rigid. I don't know if that's a confidence thing, but that's what I see. And I don't know if he's a bust yet because it's really tough. I mean, it's early in this kid's collegiate career. But I do know that right now, he doesn't look to me to be a Heisman Trophy candidate at all.
Yeah.
So
no, there's no question about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I didn't give Arch Manning this publicity. I think it was placed on him, and the expectations were high. You mentioned it because the NIL payment is high, the amount of money he's receiving, the school that he plays for, the last name, all of those things come with expectations. And when you're in that position, it is a privilege. Like, there are kids on that Texas team or in the state of Texas or Florida or Georgia that may feel like they're better than Arch Manning coming out of high school and didn't get that opportunity. So there's pressure, but it is a privilege to also be in that situation. Texas is not as good as people thought that they were going to be. They've struggled, and a lot of those struggles have come from Arch Manning. They lost number one. They lost the game when they were number one on to Ohio State the first week of the season, and then they just lost last week to Florida. Mm-hmm. And there are in between in those games, you've seen moments where you're wondering why is his throwing motion look like that? Why is he not able to connect on passes? Why is he missing this guy? I don't have an answer for you. It could be something mechanically. It could be something, with his ability to diagnose defenses. It could just be maybe he's not good, or maybe he's just a young quarterback learning how to play the game, and the game is faster than what he was understanding when he first came out of high school. Mm-hmm. Now, he has been in college for a few years. He has had some game experience, but this is your first time as a true starter going through the entire week and preparing for a game, and also teams preparing for you. Like, that is different. And I think some of the success he had last year was he's able to run the football. Like, he was able to, design quarterback runs, and he was able to have success. Mm-hmm. And it was limited opportunities. But now you're getting the full slate of, can you throw third and known passing downs? The entire stadium knows you got to pass it. The defense knows you got to pass it. The defensive coordinator, that DN that is rushing, knows you're passing. Are you able to step up in the pocket, keep your eyes downfield, and make a good throw? Those are hard things to do for NFL quarterbacks, much less a first-year starter at quarterback, no matter what his name is. So can he get better? Yes. Is he a bust? I'm not going to say he's a bust right now because I don't know what he's going to be. There's always ways to progress and get better year after year. But right now, he is not living up to the hype, which he didn't put on himself. Mm-hmm. Someone else did. So is he a bust? I'm not going to say that right now.
Can you even be considered a bust if you haven't even proven anything beforehand? Because when I think of bust, I think of NFL player, college football player that went to the NFL that we had high expectations for, that all of a sudden didn't produce in the way that we thought they should have. Whereas Arch Manning, I'm not even going to consider high school because it's high school.
But he's a bust based on the hype. Hang on. He could be a bust.
Right.
Again, I'm with Carey. I'm not ready to throw him in that category yet. Mm-hmm. But because of the hype, the last name, the NIL money, all these things that are supposed to be attached to star players, and if he's not a star player, then automatically, whether the word is nice or not, you get to be called a bust.
I think he's overhyped. I think bust is a career label.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, to apply it now, that would need to be sustained. I mean, will he be a bust when it's all said and done? A bust for Texas? Maybe. But I think that's a career label. It's a multi-year thing.
First full year starting.
It's his first, and we're not even full. We're into October right now. We're not even into, November where things really ramp up.
Do you remember at the beginning of the season, there was talks that maybe he wouldn't go to the NFL next year?
Yeah.
Do you think that has any legs now? If there's was conversation within his family?
That was his grandfather, I believe, that said that.
Right. I'm wondering if within the family they knew, okay, like we think he has a lot of potential. We just don't know if he's
that I don't know.
ready to make that jump.
I just don't like the statements anyways. Like if my grandson one day, if I have a grandchild, a grandson, whatever, if my grandson is a hockey player, okay, and he's coming up and he's a pretty good player, whatnot. And I did this with my own boys, for that matter. Ashton was a very good player at one point, got invited to the NTDP camp and all that stuff. And people, and I'm like, no, how about, he's 15 years old. He loves playing the game of hockey. He's lucky to be able to play on a top line, all this stuff. Who knows? As a grandfather, as a father, you try to protect. For me, I try to protect them from the overhype, from all of this swell of promotions for him. If someone offered my son $6 million to go to college, I'd say, son, you take that. You take that. It doesn't matter. Even if they're overhyping you, you take that money, okay? You give it to Dad, first of all. We bet it all on black. No, I'm just kidding.
He's kidding. He put it on red.
Yeah, always on red. And pick a number 2. Anyways, but... No, but you protect the kids. So I do blame the family here a little bit, too, is let's not go... I would say if I was Arch Manning, the grandpa, I would have said, hey, guys, I don't want to talk about NFL right now. We would love to see him perform really well at the University of Texas. His main goal is to bring a championship to the University of Texas, and after that, we'll figure things out. Just take it.
Take
pump
it down
the brakes a little bit.
Real quick, I also think, too, that while his numbers aren't great, is some of it explainable? Yeah. His offensive line has been shaky. The receivers are inexperienced. He's taken some sacks, both because of his fault and because of offensive line breakdowns. As Carey mentioned, he's culpable. But I don't think he's alone in that.
No.
If we're going to say football's a team sport, we can't just say Arch Manning's a damn problem in the Texas offense. Offensive line breakdowns, not being able to run the ball consistently. Again, inexperienced wide receivers. We'll see if we get better.
And I think he had some good throws in that Florida game. It wasn't all choppy and all bad. Now he threw some to the opposing team, but again, that's still a younger quarterback learning the nuances of different coverages and how defenses are attacking you. I think he'll be fine. He's just not to the level of what people expected him to be at this moment.
What do you think of this comment, guys? From the 618, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. He said, this person says he put the hype on himself when he accepted the NIL money.
No.
Is that really what it is?
I mean,
I understand the comment a little bit.
He should have said, you know what? I'm not that good.
I don't know how good
you shouldn't pay me that much money.
Take that $6 million, put it in an escrow.
Yeah, you save it for yourself.
Right.
I don't need it.
I mean, that would be like me saying, if you don't think you're the best accountant, you're the best lawyer, but I'm going to pay you $6 million to be you're not going to say no. You're going to take the money and you're going to try and live up to what the expectation is.
And if they fire you afterward, you already got your money.
Yeah.
You're going to walk away and say, man, I tried.
You know, Walker, you take a private jet out of there.
It's a ridiculous text. All right. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Do we need a new Gauntlet contestant, by the way, Mark?
Oh, we do. Yes, we do.
All right. So we do need a new Gauntlet contestant. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you've got or if you want an opportunity to play in the Gauntlet, fantastic. You got an opportunity right now. Are the Chiefs simply a good team that happens to have an incredible quarterback? Getting to that next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, you and I have been clients over at Mentality for quite a while here now. And you know what I love about Mentality? I love the fact that they don't change. Nothing changes, meaning from the very first time we went in there to get our blood panel done and talk to all the representatives over there, every 5 to 8 weeks to 10 weeks, whatever your program requires, they're checking your blood again. And for me, I wasn't feeling very good. At one point, I was like, I'm feeling run down and not very good. So they did a little finger prick, and apparently my blood was too thick at the time. I had to do a blood dump. Then they checked me again a couple weeks later. They are always on top of their game, wanting us to feel like the best that we can possibly be.
Yeah, so if you are tired of feeling run down, if you're tired of feeling tired all the time, if you're gaining weight and you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, head to Mentality. They do a great job of making things just easy for you so that you start feeling better again. If you are low on testosterone, some of these symptoms are signs of low testosterone. Mentality Health is there to help. So Mentality, local clinic built just for men. They've got women can do it too as well.
Yeah.
They get different various programs for women as well. But they've got 2 different locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. But they focus on your free testosterone levels, and a lot of times the doctors won't, look at that stuff. They won't pay attention to it, and it might be one of the reasons why you feel stuck constantly. So visit mentalityhealth.com/radio right now to book your appointment, or better yet, go down to one of those 2 locations, tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you in there, and start to feel like the you again that you want to be, whether it's at home, work, in your personal life. It's Mentality. Well, the Chiefs fell Monday night in Jacksonville, and our guy BK, we were talking to him before the show today. He thinks that the offense is back.
He said they figured it out. I'm concerned for him.
And I think Chiefs fans outside of BK probably are concerned overall. My question is this, as they get ready to host the Lions, by the way, on Sunday Night Football. So you got the Lions coming into town, 4-1, Chiefs 2-3. Are the Chiefs merely just a good team with an incredible quarterback?
I think you have to say that right now. Like, Travis Kelce is a fraction of what he once was.
Mm-hmm.
Really is. And I don't have a personal thing against Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but he's an older player. I don't
It
think
is
you're
what
saying
it is.
anything out of context.
I was watching a sports show, and they were comparing, and they had the little elapsed time thing, like him running like 3-4 years ago, and compared to now, it was like he is really slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good. Does it mean he can't be an effective player? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But Travis Kelce isn't what he used to be. They don't have Rashee Rice, which is not any fault of Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid. That's Rashee Rice's fault.
Yeah.
It's his own deal. He hurt himself and the team, for that matter. When he comes back, we'll see what you've got there. Xavier Worthy, I think he's an above-average wide receiver. I don't think he's a star by any means, let alone a superstar, compared to guys like Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, he's not in that. Or Jamar Chase. He's not of that ilk. You got no running game. And then your defense has been, everybody's, the Chiefs' defense. Defense, So what do you really have? You have Patrick Mahomes. And you have Andy Reid. But Andy Reid, last time I checked, he hasn't put the pads on in a really long time. He doesn't play.
Since he was 6 or so.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the question is appropriate. The Chiefs are a good team with a superstar quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for being late. I was working on some coffee.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was trying to, not the machine. I was going to brew some coffee, but I was going to pour some coffee beans. I don't know how to make coffee. Never done it before.
It's a shame, Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had my man Ryder come try to help me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't pour that in there. I was like, oh, glad you came in here.
Boy, what can't Ryder do?
He does everything.
He does it.
He makes
really
the coffee. We had a wonderful, wonderful, sweet lady that helped us out with it.
We did.
one time.
We did. She's into bigger and better things.
Yeah, she is.
We think.
We hope.
Yeah, I hope. Kansas City Chiefs? Yeah, those guys, I don't know what they are.
All right,
They're
so
a good team
Carey,
with a great
just
quarterback.
to reset, are they a good team with an incredible quarterback? Are they just a good team with an incredible
I
quarterback?
think that's what they've been for a long time.
And that
I
shows
do.
you how special Mahomes and Andy Reid are.
He is special. I think Andy Reid is we talk about play calling and being in sync and understanding the rhythm and flow of how to get a play, diagnosed and calling it and getting what you want out of it. I think Andy Reid is one of the best to ever do it and has been for a long time. Even in Philadelphia, he took that team to 4 NFC championship games and only made it to 1 Super Bowl, but they got tired of winning, I guess, because he wasn't winning the big one.
Right.
And they moved on from him. And it's worked out for both parties.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say they won 2.
It's
They've
worked
won
out
2
for
without
both
him.
parties. But, I think Patrick Mahomes is an outstanding mind at the quarterback position. I think his ability to extend plays is really unmatched. It's not like he's just a in-the-pocket passer, like I'm not able to get outside of the pocket and make things happen. Those are the times where you're looking at him like, bro, how did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you throw that across your body? How did you know that guy was going to be open? Most of the plays where you're extremely impressed with Patrick Mahomes are out of the pocket on the run type of plays. Like, it's not the
holy hell
standard
plays.
Yeah, it's not the standard. I'm going to sit in this pocket and dissect you apart like
It's like
Peyton
Josh
Manning.
Allen, really.
Correct.
Josh Allen's the same way.
It's those plays. So, yeah, they are a good team with an elite quarterback, a Hall of Fame quarterback that is first ballot. If he stopped playing today, it's first ballot. It's no question. So, yeah, but this is the same team that they had last year. That the games that they're winning now, that they're losing now, they were winning then. The one possession games, one touchdown games that they were finding ways to win, whether it be
finally caught up to him.
Whether it be a pass interference call, a toe out of bounds, a blocked field goal, like all of the ways that you're like,
PI in the back of the end zone on
I
Kyle
don't know
Pitts.
how in the hell you're welcome. You're still winning these games, and now they're not because that's a hard way to live. So what will happen come playoff time? Who knows? Because if they make it to the playoffs, they're still going to be a dangerous team. But they do have to figure out all of their moving parts. Defensively, they got to figure some things out. Chris Jones got to play every snap. Can't take plays. I don't know what he's dealing with or what's going on. But if you're on the field, and Jamie, you can agree to this, and I'm certain, like, we all have had things going on in our lives. Like, we're not robots. We're human beings. You got family members that are sick. You got things that are going on in your home. You got kids that you're dealing with. Like, everything you deal with, when you get on the field or on the ice, you get to leave that all there for 2.5 hours. It is the best thing in the world.
It doesn't matter how bad life is. You can park it at the door.
As soon as you get to the rink or to the field,
the rink after though.
Man, I'm good. So whatever is going on, and I don't know, but if there is, that doesn't carry over into the football field. That doesn't carry over to the baseball field, to the rink, to the arena in the NBA. Like it stops once you walk in there, and your sole focus is how can I be the best player for this team and for the guys around me. Mm-hmm. And I sent you all the video of what he said. I hated it. We got to know I need to run my butt to the football. And if
I need to work harder.
Run to the ball, I might have made that sack. And it's the only time where I feel like being an I guy is acceptable. Normally it's we. And I told you all, I had a team. Our team was really a team full of guys that held themselves accountable and held one another accountable. I told this story before, but I'll say it again because I think it's perfect for this situation. Mike Tomlin's first year in Pittsburgh, we're playing the New York Jets. Brett Favre is the quarterback. Lamar Woodley is chasing down the quarterback. He falls down, doesn't get up, moves slow. Mike Tomlin pauses the film, said, Lamar, if you get your ass off the ground, you probably make that sack. On the same exact play, James Harrison is doing the same exact thing. Fell down, stayed on his ass, did not get up. Mike Tomlin didn't say anything to him. James Ferrier in the back of the room said, yeah, Debo, get your ass up too, because you could have made the sack as well. That's it. James Harrison was the defensive player of the year. He didn't say, who you talking? All right, you're right. Got you. Mm-hmm. That's what good teams do. So somebody in that locker room, somebody in that film room, when they're watching film, what's today? Wednesday? Somebody needed to say to him, get your ass up and go make the play. If not, we got more problems than we thought coming into this game.
Are the Chiefs in a situation, just to kind of put a bow on this, where they're facing adversity and don't know how to handle it? Because if you go back for the last 5 years or so, maybe even longer, I don't know, they really haven't had, like, adversity. Like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, the combination of all those guys, Tyreek when he was there, like, you had enough to kind of outrun your problems, so to say. Mm-hmm. And then the defense played well, but was the defense really good because the offense was so good and then forced other teams to go to the passing game more? This seems to me like the very first bit of adversity. They're missing a prominent receiver, Rashee Rice. Again, his own fault, whatever. Travis Kelce's aging, looks slow. He's not used a lot in the offense, except for maybe the 5 or 6 yard gain from now on. The only thing you got really going is Patrick Mahomes. Xavier Worthy's been a nice piece. The defense has been mid, and there's adversity, and it feels like the walls are kind of tumbling down. Like, don't really know how to react to this.
They lost in the AFC title game to the Patriots.
That's not adversity.
Okay, well, then
that's
you're going to have to
Adversity
qualify.
is not making the playoffs. Like, being a team that's like...
No, because they've been in the AFC championship game.
So this team, this version of this team, has not had that adversity or the pressure of... Man, we may not be able, like, we got to pull our straps up here a little bit.
Well, to Jamie's point, I believe this is the first time that a Patrick Mahomes-led team in Kansas City has started the season off 0-2.
I think you got to cut him.
I'll take him.
Cut Patrick?
I don't have a team, but I'll take him.
You gonna pay him $50 million?
Yeah.
You got to think outside the box sometimes. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Work.
Tomorrow night, we got Eagles and Giants in the NFL, and with football season being in full swing, you could play at Underdog and cash in on all your football takes. Playing on Underdog is easy. Choose whether or not players will go higher or lower on their stats. They got rushing yards, got fantasy numbers even. They got touchdowns, of course, receiving yards, receptions. And how you want to build your card is completely up to you. But if you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash just for playing for as little as $1 and doing it from your couch right here in Missouri. Tomorrow night, I think that with the way that the Eagles are playing offensively, I don't know if A.J. Brown has a big game, so I'm going to look to avoid A.J. Brown's stats and go to Dallas Goedert. I think he goes higher than 34.5 receiving yards. I think Jalen Hurts is a nice play to go higher than 37.5 rushing yards. You got to sprinkle in a Giants player too, or add somebody from another game this Sunday. But again, playing up to you and how you want to play is completely in your hands. Download the app today. Sign up with my promo code Anthony to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is just my first name, Anthony, at Underdog, where you can make plays and win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.inspeedgambling.org.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 407. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Jeff to the program. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, guys. How are we?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for playing. Would you like Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in round 1?
Oh, I'm a Mizzou guy, so let's go against Carey. Let's get that going.
Carey Davis.
Good luck.
You too, Carey.
Well, Carey's got a glint in his eye. He might be feeling this right now.
I'm good.
He's a competitive dude. Okay. All right, we'll see. He's going to head into the Kona Silence here. Jeff, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin it, Marshy.
What are you hoping for, Jeff?
Not football.
Uh-oh. We'll see what the wheel says about that. No. Jeff, how do you feel about random?
Love it.
All right.
Okay, there you go.
We
You're
got
gonna
a few people here recently
that liked
bring
random.
on that random.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Marsh. All right, you're going to receive 4 random questions today. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Jeff, are you ready?
Ready.
In horse racing, what is the first of the 3 Triple Crown races?
Kentucky Derby, I believe. Final answer.
All right. Question 2, Jeff. Back in 2007 and again in 2014, Cool Patch Pumpkins earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest corn maze. You can find this marvel in the state of blank. So what state do you find the Cool Patch Pumpkins?
Let's go options.
Is it California, Minnesota, or Oregon?
No idea. Let's go Minnesota. Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 3. After John Carver's death in 1621, who was chosen as the governor of the Plymouth colony for the bulk of the next 30 years?
What?
Wow. Options, please.
Yeah.
Of course, options are John Smith, John Rolfe, or William Bradford.
Wow. I think John Smith was the Mormon guy, so I'm going to go against him. Let's go the second John.
All right. John Rolfe?
John Rolfe.
Rolfe.
All right,
Good.
Jeff. Question 4. Identify the gas company whose mascot is a green apatosaurus.
Oh, I'll know when I hear options.
Sinclair Oil Company. Sinclair Oil Corporation. ConocoPhillips or Stinkers?
I think it's, what was the first one, Sinclair?
Sinclair
I think that one.
Oil
Oh, no, that's it.
Corporation. You want Sinclair?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's bring back CD. Jeff, how you feeling?
Not great.
Okay, yeah.
You just never know, though, bud. Could be a home run or it could be a strikeout, you know?
We'll see.
Carey's coming back from the cone of
Oh, he's
silence right
singing,
now.
too. What were you singing, Carey?
Just
Fleetwood Mac?
I don't know.
Foo Fighters.
Maybe
What were you
Stone
singing?
Temple Pilots.
Sing it for us a little bit.
This is Can You Take Me Higher, So High? I think it's Kanye West.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
Kanye West. Don't worry about it. I'll sing it to you later.
Okay.
All right, Carey, your gauntlet today is random.
Yeah! Back at lunch, buddy.
All right.
2. All right, here we go.
Come on.
3.
In horse racing, what is the first of the 3 Triple Crown races?
It's the Preakness, the Derby. Oh, man. The Derby is... What is the last one? Is it the Preakness first? I think it's the Preakness. If I knew the last one, it would make me feel so much better. I don't want to take the options. I don't think it's the Derby. I think the Derby is the second one. Let's go Preakness. Final answer.
Question 2. Back in 2007 and again in 2014, Cool Patch Pumpkins earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest corn maze. What state can you find this marvel located in?
All right, well, pumpkin patch, corn maze. Yeah, I feel like that's got to be like Iowa, Illinois. Should just go with Iowa because that was my first mind. I'm learning to just go with my gut, trust myself. Can you read it one more time, please?
The question?
Yeah.
Yep, back in 2007.
You can read the options. No, I don't want them. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. I don't want the options. I was joking.
Are you done?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Back in 2007 and again in 2014, Cool Patch Pumpkins earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest corn maze. What state is this marvel located in?
Okay. I'll go with Iowa. Final answer.
Question number 3. After John Carver's death in 1621, who was chosen as the governor of the Plymouth colony for the bulk of the next 30 years?
Options, man.
What?
Who the hell knows that?
Is it John Smith,
Of course.
John Rolfe, or William Bradford?
John Smith, John Rolfe, or William Bradford? John Smith. Final answer.
All right, Carey, final question. Identify the gas company whose mascot is a green apatosaurus.
One more time?
Identify the gas company whose mascot is a green apatosaurus.
The gas company?
Yes, sir.
So it's like a gas station? The gas company, like they're okay. Well, the only gas station, either green, whatever that is like the Sinclair gas station that I recall as a child. I ain't seen the Sinclair gas station in 20 years. So is this still a place that is a gas company?
I don't believe there's a date on there.
It's not a gas station? Are those two in the same?
be.
What are we doing?
It says
Who the
gas
hell
company.
wrote
I
this?
just read
Gas
the
company
questions.
is like Ameren.
Well, it could. I mean,
And Ameren Gas.
identify the gas company.
Or Spire.
You know what? Let me read it again.
Come on, man.
Identify the gas company whose mascot is a green apatosaurus.
That helped a lot.
That didn't help me.
That's why I read it again.
Would you like me to read it again?
No, hell no.
Okay, just checking.
I probably should have taken the options on a few of these, huh? Sinclair Gas Station Company people. Final answer. The hell is this?
The stank on that. My Lord.
Yo, why don't we start with that one, guys? Jeff versus CD here in random Gauntlet trivia today.
Oh, man.
Identify the gas company whose mascot is a green apatosaurus. Carey said Sinclair Gas Company, something or other thingy. Jeff went with the Sinclair Oil Corporation.
It's a World Corporation?
Correct answer is...
Sinclair Oil Corporation.
And CD didn't need the options. CD up 2-1
Hey.
over Jeff.
He got so mad. Dude. So mad.
After John Carver's death in 1621, who was chosen as the governor of the Plymouth colony for the bulk of the next 30 years? Pretty common question, yet you guys both needed the options. CD said John Smith. Jeff went with John Rolfe. Correct answer is...
Oh, it's all William Bradford.
William
Bruns.
Bradford Bruns was the correct
I think if I
answer.
might be writing these questions.
Carey still up 2-1. Back in 2007 and again in 2014, Cool Patch Pumpkins earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest corn maze. You can find this marvel in the state of... Carey went with the obvious. Without the options, he said Iowa. Jeff, with the options, said Minnesota.
Was Iowa an option?
No, sir. Correct answer is...
Well, Middle America sure has a lot of pumpkin patches, but man, the state of California apparently has the biggest one.
California was the correct
Oh,
answer.
what were
CD
the
still up.
options?
California,
2-1.
Minnesota, Oregon. You went with Minnesota, just be honest.
Might have.
You were thinking Middle America,
I
buddy.
was.
All right, so let's see if Carey holds on to the lead here. Comes down to this question. In horse racing, what is the first of the 3 Triple Crown races? Carey went with the Preakness. Jeff went with the Kentucky Derby. Jeff.
You have chosen wisely.
Correct answer is...
It is the Kentucky Derby.
Which Jeff did not use the options for, giving him 3 to Carey's 2. And Jeff emerges victorious.
The one you were
over
thinking
Carey.
you wanted to know was the Belmont.
The Belmont. That's the last
Belmont
one.
Steak is the last one. Yeah, it goes Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont. Although I think in the COVID year they went Belmont, Preakness.
Yeah, that's because they had the horses wearing masks. It wasn't safe.
And the horses had to run backwards.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jeff, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Snuck it out.
You certainly did, man. You're going to be back tomorrow to take on either Marsh, Jamie, or me as we're live from Enterprise Center. So nice job, man.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Good job, Jeff.
All right, so
I'm going.
Carey is
I ain't
going
been
to
there in
the-
a while.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while for Carey. So penalty box for Carey Davis. Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to bounce back. In what worlds would the Blues miss the playoffs? Now, some scumbag joined BK and Ferrari earlier today. Said that Blues aren't going to make the playoffs. Actually,
He said a lot of
You know what? He said some stuff, and we'll get into it next on 101 ESPN. Whether you're redesigning a bathroom or you're building maybe, I don't know, home office in the basement or home theater, you got to go with my friends at Mosby Building Arts, especially this month. Mosby has an unbelievable deal going on that lasts through October 31st. So if you call before Halloween, you could take advantage of $279 a month for bathrooms. So if you want to do a bathroom remodel, maybe you want to save on some fixtures, add storage, create a spa-like retreat that boosts your home's value and your daily comfort, you can call Mosby or visit callmosby.com and set up a bathroom remodel for just $279 a month. But they do front doors, they do gutters, they do basements, they do kitchens, they do it all. In fact, we got a pair of doors that had to be replaced because of a leak that was being caused in the basement. Not only did Mosby come out and completely change out the doors, but they fixed the leak in the basement. That was actually caused by some patio steps. If we went with another company, we would have not known that. So I highly recommend calling Mosby Building Arts. If you've dealt with, and there are great contractors out there, there certainly are, but if you've dealt with a contractor and the thing went sideways on you, call the experts. Call Mosby Building Arts. Tell them Stalter sent you, and do so again before October 31st so you take advantage of these great deals. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Fast Lane, 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Anthony Stalter. And my guy Marshy stumbled upon an article, as well as a guest of BK and Ferrario today from Greg Wyshynski. Greg Wyshynski's been doing work with the NHL for many, many years now. And Marshy, he wrote and said something that you were just pissed about. Please explain.
Well, I feel like a lot of St. Louis Blues fans would be upset because he has your St. Louis Blues missing the playoffs this year. Yeah, no, that's not fun to hear, right?
Now, what's his exact words about it?
Well, should we take a listen? He did join BK and Ferrario earlier today and explained why he does not have the Blues in the playoffs this year.
Let's hear this.
I think that there is an absolute jumble for the 2 wild card spots and the 3rd spot in the Central Division. And I think you've got yourself the Utah Mammoth, who I think is going to finish 3rd. I think their young core is real good. And I think as long as their defense stays healthy and they get the same goaltending they had last year, they could level up into that 3rd spot, which leaves you with Winnipeg, St. Louis, Minnesota, Vancouver, maybe someone we're not thinking of, like in Anaheim, if they jump up, all competing for like 2 spots. And it's not that I think it's going to be a disaster. It's not that I think that they couldn't jump up and finish 2nd in the division if everything trends the right way. But I do think they might miss just by a few points. Reason being simply that Jim Montgomery's teams are as stout defensively as you're going to find, but have always been a bit offensively challenged. And, you know, when you look at where the Blues were in expected goals at 5-on-5 last year, it didn't blow you away offensively. There's some things that could trend higher for that, especially if Jimmy Snuggerud can make a huge impact in his first season. But overall, these have always been the challenges with the teams, and I think they might just fall just short of a playoff spot this year.
Yeah, so a couple things that Greg said there. First thing that he said that irked me were the expected goals. Who the hell cares about that? And as far as goals scored, the Blues finished, 6th in the Western Conference in goals for, 5 goals behind the Oilers. So I'm not worried about the expected goals. Just give me real goals. Seems like they're doing okay scoring those.
Carey Davis comment.
Yeah. Now,
show me them goals.
Yeah. Another thing that Greg went on to say was, and I respect Greg. I like Greg very much, but he really didn't say much of anything. Let's just be honest. He said, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, could find themselves on the outside looking in, or they could be 2nd in the Central Division or grab one of those wild card spots.
Could be anything.
You know what they call that in the gambling world, Anthony?
A hedge.
Hedging, yes.
Cover all bases.
Cover all the bases.
Yeah.
But what Greg is saying, though, what is factual, is that the Western Conference is going to be an absolute dogfight. It is. And the Central Division will be at the top of that dogfight. You know, you look at just the teams. We talked about this before, though. Like, it's really not a surprise that we've talked about this. But you've got, in the Central Division alone, you've got the Dallas Stars, the Colorado Avalanche, the Wild, the Blues, the Utah Mammoth now, and the Winnipeg Jets and the Nashville Predators, who I think are going to be better than last year. Are they a playoff team? I don't know, to be determined, but they can't be worse than they were last year. So even if we eliminate them, you've got 6 teams in one division competing for the playoff spots. Meanwhile, you'll have the first place team and the second place team and the third place team from the Pacific Division who have something to say about that as well. So could you have a 5th place Central Division team with more points than a 3rd place Pacific Division team? Yeah, then you'll find yourself out of the playoffs. So that's where Greg is correct, is that this could be all over the map. Yeah. Like, you might have a hell of a season and still be out of the playoffs because of the way the Central Division is so heavy with competition.
Sure.
So if you're the Blues, you have to make sure to solidify yourself in one of those top 3 spots and just say, that's it. We're not doing the wild card crap because it's just too difficult at that point. The mathematics may work against us because of the number of teams that have to qualify for the playoffs from the Pacific Division, which is why I go back to 2 things. Is I wish the NHL would just go back to the conference playoffs, 1 through 8. So the top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference would make the playoffs. The top 8 teams in the Western Conference would make the playoffs. And if you have one Pacific Division team that makes the playoffs, so be it. Do a better job of building your roster, man. It's not my job to help you get in the playoffs if I'm Gary Bettman or the NHL. It's not my job to make sure that the Vancouver Canucks make the playoffs or the Edmonton Oilers or whoever the team is that's on the outside looking in over there.
Yeah.
No, I would love to see it 1-8. However, it's not going to change, so all of that's a moot point. But Greg, like I said, he highlighted one thing in particular that is 100% true, is that it's going to be a dogfight in the Western Conference and especially the Central Division.
Yeah. Not going out on a limb on that, and he's also correct.
You guys want to hear some optimism?
Absolutely.
The Sportsnet insiders predict their 2026 Stanley Cup champion. Everybody has either the Oilers, the Panthers, the Stars, the Golden Knights, or the Avalanche, except for one, Nick Kypreos, who picked your St. Louis Blues to win the Stanley Cup.
Nice.
Isn't that ironic, by the way? Let's break this down. Some listeners may understand why I said, isn't that ironic?
Isn't it ironic?
No, let's not talk about her. Anyways.
Carey?
Share.
I would have went on a second date with Cher.
Alanis Morissette.
There it is.
But isn't it ironic, don't you think, that Nick Kypreos, who single-handedly crushed the hopes of Blues fans by taking out Grant Fuhr and ruining his knee that one year in the playoffs where we lost to Detroit in 7, double overtime. Isn't it ironic that he now is picking the St. Louis Blues? Nick, we haven't forgot, you scumbag. We know what you did. Okay?
We know what you did.
You're not fooling us by picking the Blues this year.
Another hedge, why not?
I actually like Nick Kypreos.
Yeah, we're just joking. All right.
Hated him then, but he's a good dude.
We're going to do Bet the Board next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
If you are currently looking to sell your home or you're thinking about listing it, please don't mess it all up by picking somebody who can't not get you the most money for your house or sell your home quickly. So please give Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Realty a chance to do that. And she is the best in the business. She's been doing it for over 20 years, and she's going to get you to that closing table as fast as possible, but she's going to do it by getting you the most money for your home. How can she guarantee that? Well, because she has 24,000 buyers in waiting, and the moment you list your home, whatever price range it is, Gloria Lou has somebody there. She has lots of eyeballs, lots of traffic for your home. That guarantees you, hopefully, the most money for your home and to sell quickly. So please start the packing process right now. And as you're packing, somebody give Gloria Lou a call and tell her Jamie Rivers sent you. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Again, you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just got done talking about your St. Louis Blues. We'll discuss the Blues with Joe Vitale at 5 o'clock as the Blues get ready to take on the Minnesota Wild in their season opener tomorrow. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Tonight we have the Dodgers taking on the Phillies. You can listen to that game, of course, right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 7:30 with the first pitch at 8:08. We are going to do Bet the Board next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Bet the Board. Marshall, what do we got for latest standings?
All right, so these two gentlemen right here are just on fire, unstoppable. 5 points to start the month of October.
I'm not even mad.
Let's go,
I'm not
baby.
even mad. I'm just impressed.
Pretty good.
I'm just
Pretty
impressed,
good.
guys.
Let's go.
Anthony, you and I are at 3. We're not as good, not as talented, not as handsome.
No.
Not as athletic, and not as good at betting the board.
Yeah, you're right.
But we have an opportunity tonight to try and get close.
Yeah, you got your parlays available, boys.
So did we all hit?
No. I missed mine.
So what are we at here?
5 for you two.
Yeah.
3 for Anthony and I.
Us chumps.
Did I hear you right? You're going to use your parlay today, Marshy?
Marshy is, yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, I thought that's what I heard.
I thought he said it too.
Yeah, he says,
yeah.
Well, you guys are hearing things like Carey did that one time.
No, you definitely said that day.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, play me like I'm crazy. Yeah, well.
Maybe he's got a 50-50 chance.
Maybe
even better
60-40.
Yeah, a little bit better. Carey, you want to go, or do you think we're going to steal each other's picks?
I don't think we're going to steal each other's picks.
Are you sure?
But let me take a look, see. Yeah, dang it. Darn it. Shoot.
All right, I'll go. Well, Carey figures things out. The Calgary Flames play the Edmonton Oilers. That Connor McDavid seems pretty motivated, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah, especially the contract that the Oilers lowballed him with.
Screwed him on. Yeah. All right, the over-under for the first period is 1.5. I'm going to take the over. It's minus 135.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Give me old Mookie Betts. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Minus 135. I was going to go with Vladdy, but I got nervous.
Marshy?
I'm also looking at the Edmonton-Calgary game. Give me Evan Bouchard, 3+ shots on goal tonight.
That's a pretty solid bet.
All right, boys. It's not often where I feel as though odds makers have made a clear mistake. But they have.
Oh, wow.
There's a football game on tonight.
Maction?
No,
it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
They do action.
Later in the year, you will get some Wednesday action. That's for sure. No, boys, we're going to go to Tennessee tonight.
Tennessee?
In fact,
The University of Tennessee?
Arrested Development.
Tennessee.
Very good.
In fact, we're going to go to the middle of Tennessee.
Wow, Middle Tennessee.
As our Missouri State Bears travel to Middle Tennessee.
Wow.
One of the worst football programs in America right now.
Good basketball team.
Worse than
Sure.
UNC?
UNC.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I was just, no, I know we're North. I'm just thinking, comparing the two. Yeah, they're worse. They're worse. Give me the Missouri State Bears minus 1.5 tonight at Middle. Clear issue with the line. Clear mistake.
What is it?
Mo State minus 1.5.
Oh, I was just making sure. I wasn't sure. I hadn't see it. I was looking, since we check each other's bets
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. Yeah.
Did you check Jamie's?
Check what?
His bet.
Oh, I almost said something.
What is it, Jamie? What's your play? The
It's
over in the
over.
Edmonton game.
It's right here, Carey.
Over 6.5, right?
Yeah, nope. The first period, over 1.5 goals, minus 135.
All right.
That's the last time you questioned me. Next time we got problems.
Because last time you said it was our fault for not questioning you. So
I never said that.
Yeah,
Anthony said that.
definitely did.
Anthony said it's your guys' fault. That was your pass, okay? That's your yellow card.
I love the fact that we're going to start calling you Chris Jones.
No, I always try.
You try, but you don't take no
accuse
damn
me of not
accountability.
Coming from you.
It wasn't my fault that those.
How many football
It
games
wasn't my
on
fault
the
that they
weekend?
stunk.
Not his
It
fault.
wasn't my
I can
fault.
tell you how many won, which is 5.
Yeah, none of them are his fault.
No.
They weren't.
He had his guy.
One
Accountability.
He had
Might
his
as well
guy.
start crying during the national anthem.
All right.
Okay, Chris Jones.
Yeah.
What?
A lot of people cry in the.
They do.
I didn't say I wasn't
very
saying
sentimental.
negative. I was just saying he might as well
No,
start
Sean Marino was crying his eyes out there
Oh,
one
yeah,
day.
that was crazy.
Dan Marino?
Remember that?
No Sean
not Dan
Marino.
Marino. Yeah, no Sean Marino.
Yeah,
Yes. They're like the floodgates were
Played
open.
where?
Georgia.
Well played. Good job.
Thank you.
Good guess.
Thanks. What the French toast? Come on, man.
And his quarterback was?
Matthew Stafford.
Aaron Murray.
Oh, look at you.
Andy's brother.
Yep.
No.
You don't know that.
I actually don't. Could be. By the way, some baseball scores. Detroit up 8-3 now on Seattle. Remember when Seattle had the three-run lead?
Yep.
Yeah, it gone. Detroit up 8-3. The stupid Cubs up 3-1 on Milwaukee in the bottom of the first. If the Cubs just played the first inning, they probably win a World Series this year. First innings have been really good for the old Flubs, but the Cubs are up 3-1 right now in an elimination spot for Milwaukee. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. I hate to ask this, Jamie.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
But is what we're seeing right now out of our 4-1 Cubs now, by the way. If what we're seeing right now out of our Baker Mayfield,
Yeah.
is it sustainable?
I thought you were going to say this to make him an MVP candidate. So, yeah, let's get into this.
Next on 101 ESPN.
Urban Chestnut got some big things happening over there at the brewery. The biggest thing that's coming out of there is Zwickle Light. Let me tell you about Zwickle Light. It is awesome. The OG Zwickle is great too, but I love me some Zwickle Light. Nice ice cold beer in the can, or maybe you put it in one of those little frosty mugs. Anthony, you know you've had those frosty mugs and you pour the beer and there's little ice chips. Zwickle Light ice chips. Oh man.
Perfect.
Unbelievable. It's crisp, clean, refreshing, only 95 calories, too, so you're not going to get all bloated and things like that. No, it's a nice, refreshing beer, 95 calories, 3.7 carbs, and you can bring it anywhere. It's a tailgating beer. It's a birthday party beer. It's a relative's wedding beer. You name it. It's a, hey, I just cut the grass beer. But for me, it's the unofficial beer of St. Louis hockey, and I absolutely love it. I've got a bunch in my fridge right now. Won't last long, I can tell you that. But if you want any more information on this, visit urbanchestnut.com. And remember to live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. In about 10 minutes or so, we'll have Joe Vitale on to talk about Blues home opener tomorrow night. Blues season opener as well. Is what we're seeing out of the Bucs sustainable? They've won only close games thus far, which, hey, you win the games, man. Can Baker stay hot all season, though? They don't have much of a running game. Bucky Irving is hurt, although
that sucks, yeah.
We'll see when he comes back. He's made plays, and he's made plays downfield. He's also made plays with his legs, but it kind of feels like the Bucs might be walking a bit of a tightrope right now. Now, for me, Jamie, and I think you're the same way, Baker Mayfield belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Pretty close.
And I don't think the Bucs lose another game the rest of the season. In fact, I don't think there's any way in hell they lose a game the rest of the season. But that's how you and I feel.
I don't know. They got the Lions here in a couple of weeks.
Okay, man. I think they beat the Lions.
No, they won't.
They ain't going to lose. But, Carey, what do you think? Do you think what we're seeing right now out of the Bucs is sustainable?
No.
How can you figure? Have you seen their schedule?
Well, here's the thing.
49ers, Saints, Patriots, Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers.
Win.
Did you say Rams?
Win.
No, I didn't say they beat them.
Did you say Lions?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Then it's not sustainable.
It's a 14-win team.
It's a 14-win team, Carey.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's sustainable because there are 4 wins. They have fourth quarter comebacks from Baker Mayfield. That's outstanding.
It's impressive, man.
It's very impressive.
Guys got jam.
With that being said, it's very impressive. Full stop. Period. Leave it there. The next sentence is, with that being said, those wins were against the Texans, the Jets.
Playoff team a year ago.
How many wins they got?
Rebuilding team under Aaron Glenn, up-and-coming team.
How many wins did you say they have?
None.
Okay. Your Falcons, who you hate, and then on the road to the Seahawks. That's a really good win.
I love the Falcons.
You hate the Falcons. But all 4 of their wins have come via fourth quarter comebacks, meaning obviously you're down, your quarterback got to drive.
How many fourth quarter comebacks did the Chiefs have last year?
Oh, Baker is, you know what? He's right. Baker
they are the Chiefs from a year ago. They just win.
And Baker is Patrick Mahomes.
Might as well be.
Write it down.
Some are saying it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Baker is Patrick Mahomes. They're the same player.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not really.
No, you just said it. I believe it.
In all seriousness, given the state of the NFC right now, with the Eagles' offense not rolling, not firing on all cylinders, the rest of the East, outside of the Commanders, which I don't know what to make of the Commanders.
You don't like the Cowboys?
Why are people high? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I was about to ask it, then I stopped, and I'm going to ask you the same question. Why are people high on Dallas? Their defense is atrocious.
Because Dak is going to be an MVP candidate.
So is Baker.
Like I said before the season
So
started.
they're this year's version of the Bengals, is what you're telling me. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
Be 1 or 2 games from making the playoffs, potentially.
Okay.
Give everybody hell. Give them hell.
But also give themselves hell because they can't stop anybody.
Well, that's an ownership issue.
Either way.
Dak didn't do that.
Well, Cincinnati's got the same ownership problems. Well, kind of. They're cheap. They're just real cheap.
Yeah.
And the Buccaneers might finish second or third in the conference based upon their strength of schedule remaining and where they're at currently and based upon where everybody else is currently. And I know, CD, you're going to push back. I get it. It's
This man
okay.
speaks the truth.
But look at some of the opponents. The 3 last games are Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers for the Bucs. Let's just say that's 3 wins right there. Puts them at 7-1 right now. So if at that point, if they're 7-1 at some point in the season or 10-2, like you got to look at them as a legit team.
I look at them as a team right now. They could lose 5 or 6 games.
How do you figure? Lions,
49ers.
Bills. They're not losing to the 49ers. Lions,
You all
Bills.
just forced me to put the 49ers in the top 10.
They are a top 10 team.
Okay, so
but the Buccaneers are 2.
Lions,
They beat 3 more games.
Bills, Rams.
That's it.
That's 4.
No. I said Lions, Bills, Rams. That's 3. That's the only 3 games they're going to lose.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You're just a hater.
I might be. They cut me twice, Sanders.
Feel good? Hang on, Marcy. Put on some soft music. Carey, get on the couch. Talk to us.
They cut me twice.
Yeah.
I think that's really just it right there.
I might be.
It's Fast on 101 at ESPN.
I don't hate it.
Sticking in the NFL, CJ Stroud and the Texans, they've looked better the last 2 weeks, but they also played the Titans, and they played like guys that were dressed in Baltimore uniforms, but not actually the Ravens because they were so banged up. But they moved the ball at will. The offensive line controlled the game. CJ Stroud did whatever he wanted. I mean, it was a clinic. Regardless, the players in Baltimore still were paid to play in that game, and CJ Stroud cut through them. CJ Stroud and the Texans, have they turned things around? Is it a real turnaround, or do you think it's still smoke and mirrors?
See, I don't think I'm of the different mindset. I don't think the Texans have been as bad as their record is. They're 2-3. Those 3 losses, the Rams, who are, if not leading the division right there, I think the 49ers are ahead. The Buccaneers, who you all love so much, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. All 3 of those teams are one-loss teams.
Who you love.
I do love the Jags. And then you beat up on the Titans, which you should. Mm-hmm. And then you beat the hell out of a Ravens team that is depleted of NFL-caliber starters. So, in my opinion, they've done what they were supposed to do in those 2 games. And I'm looking at those 3 losses. The Rams' loss was a loss on the last drive where Ogunbowale fumbled the ball, mm-hmm. and the Rams recovered it. I just talked about the Buccaneers, who completed a fourth quarter comeback and won that game.
Was that the play? Was that the game where Baker had it's like a 3rd and 17, and he picked it up on the run?
Yes. Yep. In Houston, and then they lost to the Jags by 7. So for me, I think that they are figuring some things out. You do want to get the running game back healthy and going. Joe Mixon hopefully will be back here sooner rather than later. But Nick Chubb has done a pretty good job in filling in for that void of Joe Mixon. So I think they're going to be okay. I'm not ready to say that they are out of it or not showing up in the way that you think that they should.
I'm with you too. I think that the offense had legit problems.
Yeah.
But the defense plays with violence, man.
Yes.
I mean, defense plays very well. You're right. The Tampa Bay game, that was a game where Baker Mayfield, the Texans had gotten the lead, and then they'd forced, it might have even been a 4th down that Baker picked up. It was like a 4th and 12, and he ran for it. Either way, it was a big play that Baker, credit him. He was able to keep the drive alive, and they wound up winning it. But that Jaguars game too, Nico Collins fumbled deep inside the red zone after Houston looked like he got control of the game. So a couple of plays here or there, and this is the NFL, so you can say this about any team. But with the Texans specifically, those 2 plays go the other way, and they got 2 more wins as opposed to 2 more losses. I think that this is a team that's the arrow's pointing up, despite the fact that they beat up on 2 teams that are really struggling.
But even if you're looking at them defensively, like they are averaging the least amount of points allowed per game at 12. Like they are defensively, they are still really good. The games that they lost, they gave up 14 to the Rams, 19 to the Buccaneers, and I think 17 to the Jags. Like you lost games, and you're not even getting 20 points, giving up 20 points. So
agreed.
I think that they are, as long as they can figure out things offensively, and CJ Stroud started off, it was bad. It didn't look good. He was struggling. But I think that they have figured. Sometimes you do need a game versus the Tennessee Titans to feel better. Sometimes you do need a game against the Baltimore Ravens where the entire team is injured to make. We got to find a way to win, and they won that. They beat the hell out of both of those teams, so they could be trending in the right direction.
That's Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We're going to talk to Joe Vitale, who will be on the call tomorrow night as the Blues host the Wild in their season and home opener. So we'll get Joe's take on the matchup next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, I love how our guy Stewie is always ready to help our 101 ESPN listeners, whether it's a home loan because they want to secure that dream home that they've been searching for, but they don't really know how the loan's going to work. Call Stewie. If you're somebody that wants to know where the rates are, whether or not you could qualify for a better rate on a home loan that you'd gotten before, again, call Stewie. But when it comes to refis, home loans, there's nobody going to be better than Stewie, who is almost a psychopath when it comes to staying on top of where the rates are going, where the economy is, what the Federal Reserve is up to. Stewie's incredible.
Yeah, and he's one of our favorite psychopaths,
Absolutely.
by the way. And one good thing about Stewie, too, is several great things. But one thing I love is that he's always on top of things. So if you purchased a home or refinanced a year or two ago and rates are dropping, he sets an alarm on his phone, or I don't know how he does it, but all of a sudden, boom, he'll send you a text message or an email. Hey, rates are lower now. We should refinance. You qualify for the bagel loan, and here, let's get this done. So he's always on top of his game. He's always on top of what your account has available or what you could be doing differently. And I love that about Stewie. So please give him a call on his personal cell phone number, 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440 is that phone number.
Call him, text him, tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. He loves hearing that. If you can't remember all that stuff, what can you do?
You can Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
This is Robert Thomas, and Blues hockey is back in one day on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN.
Our Blues season countdown is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate arena for wings and wins. Talking everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
Tomorrow, I should say, the Blues home opener against the Minnesota Wild. We'll have all the action for you right here on 101 ESPN and the home of the Blues with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. I believe for the first time this season, we're going to talk to our guy, Joe Vitale. What's up, Joey?
Stalts, what's going on, boys? How you doing?
We're doing great, man. You got to be fired up for this season. I know there's a lot of things I'm sure that you're looking forward to, but if there's one thing that you want to spotlight when it comes to this upcoming Blues season, whether it's a player, maybe an offense, defense, special teams, what is the one thing you are fascinated by ahead of this 25-26 season?
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool pieces. I think the start's going to be really important. It's a condensed schedule. I'm excited to see the goaltending tandem and how that 1A, 1B is going to really be spotlighted this year for the Blues. I think they have the best tandem in the National Hockey League. But I don't know why I keep going back to this one player, and that's Dylan Holloway. Rivs, you've been out there, you've seen him. The injury he got over last year, the work he put in this summer. We're at the rink today, and everyone's kind of wrapping up in the locker room. All the players are gone, and here comes this guy off the ice. I didn't even know he was still on the ice. He's just a specimen. Talking to Ryan Podell, who's the strength trainer, of course, for the Blues, he just doesn't stop. It's workout. It's shoots the pucks. It's stick handling. It's back to more workouts. He is just a machine. The way he plays, the way he has learned under Connor McDavid, we scratched the surface of what he can potentially do last year. And now I think he's determined to take that next big step. I think we're looking at a superstar here.
Joe, we talked to Dylan. We had him on the show on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, I believe. And I asked him flat out about, some of his work ethic and things that he learned while playing in Edmonton. And he brought up Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and just how hard they work and, how instrumental they have been in his development. I'm going to flip it a little bit here. You played with a guy in Pittsburgh. His name's Sidney Crosby. Very similar in the way he approaches the game. From your experience, just yourself and watching other guys around, how much of a difference can that make for young guys watching leaders like that?
It's not only important, Jamie, it's everything, because we're humans, right? You have young guys like Jimmy Snuggerud. You're going to get tired. You're going to go through some dips and valleys of the season. You're going to show up to the rink, and guess what? You're not going to feel like working hard. No one does. I mean, it's no different than everyone who goes to the gym. Do you ever feel like going to the gym? No one ever feels like working out, right? You do it because you find discipline in it, but eventually that discipline, it wears out and it wears you down, especially in January and February and throughout stretches of the season. So to have those players leading by example, to me, that's really everything. So I look at what Sid has done. I look at what Connor McDavid has done. These type of players, what they do is they lead by example, but it's every single day. That is what opens up all these young players to say, that is what a pro looks like. You look at a player like Sid. Someone once told me, your best day, you could beat Sidney Crosby. But my best week will not beat Sidney Crosby's week. My best year won't beat Crosby's year. So the point of it all is it's about the consistent grind. It's the every single day. And players like Connor McDavid, players like Sidney Crosby, if I could sum it up, I'll sum it up this way. They play the game like there's a whole nother level that they're trying to get to. What I mean by that is if you go to the American Hockey League, you're watching guys grind away, skate, play physical. They're just going all out. Why? Because they want to get to the NHL. They want that next step. Here you got these superstars in the NHL like Crosby, and they are playing like there's a whole nother level they still want to get to, while everyone around them is just complacent or just satisfied that they've already made it to the very top. That's the best way I can explain it. And when you have leaders like that, it just makes everyone around you better because they're certainly leading by example.
Joey, we heard all offseason kind of the second centerman position. Was it going to be Shin? Was it going to be Suter? How important is that for Holloway and Kyrou? Who's playing in between those two guys?
I think it's important. I think for them, they're fortunate to have two great options. Guys that bring different things to the table. Last year we all remember that Kyrou, Holloway, Shen line. It was such an important piece to the run the Blues went on. I was looking at camp this year, and Pius Suter comes in, and he gets kind of thrown into that, right? He gets thrown into that, and everyone's certainly really, really excited about it. Now, I for one just felt that they're going to go back with Shen. Because in hockey, like a lot of sports, when you get new players, the old terminology is everyone's excited about a new toy, right? I was doing something the other day in reference. I'm sure you guys seen Toy Story, Stalter and Jamie. I know you guys got kids, right?
100%.
Of course, it's a Carey, you too. Everyone's, Andy's excited about Woody. Andy loves his little Woody, right? And all of a sudden, Buzz Lightyear comes, right? What happens to Woody? Woody gets banged off the bed. It's got Buzz Lightyear sheath and Buzz Lightyear wallpaper and everything's buzz. But you know what? That's just because Andy got excited about Buzz. He's excited about his new toy. But at the end of the movie, he goes back to the loyal little friend, Mr. Woody. You know what I mean? You guys follow me here?
Yeah, Joey.
Absolutely.
I don't blame you at all for going back to Woody.
Yeah. That's right, Jamie. So the preseason, like, you get excited about Buzz, and Pius Suter was the Buzz Lightyear. You're excited about the new toy. You want to try him out. But you'll never, ever get away from the old trusty Mr. Loyal of Woody, which, of course, is Braden Shen. You put him back in there. I think Shen can have a monster year. He's got a potential 40-goal score on his right. He's got a goal score on the left. To me, it's all a good thing. We got a little sidetracked there.
It's like you saw our faces.
Joey, I think Captain Woody is definitely what you should go with.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll go with that. Captain Woody it is.
Yeah.
Since we're
from here,
since we're talking about Toy Story, unpopular opinion, I think Toy Story 3 is the best in the series.
Oh, Anthony.
I do.
How can you beat the first one?
It did.
Anybody who doesn't think Toy Story 3 is the best, I don't want to be friends with you.
Thank you, Joe. Right? I mean, the drama, they got to break out of the little preschool there. The one bear's running things.
I hated that bear, by the way.
Yeah,
that bear needed a serious beating.
What was his name, Marsh?
Lotso hugging bear.
Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? That had depth.
He was a nice bear. He was a nice bear at the beginning, but then
he was two-faced.
He was two-faced. Because remember, at the very end, they were going to that fire pit, and he could have saved them. And he said, "Good luck with your sheriff," or something about the sheriff.
Yeah.
Luckily, those aliens came by and they saved the day. But yeah, not
they're all holding hands.
Like, I mean, might as well just tell me you don't like dogs. I mean, just
exactly.
And there's a Canadian in there too, Duke Kaboom.
That's the fourth one.
Some say that the Canadians stole the show. Some say that.
Some say that. Yeah, they're all holding hands when they're going. When you think you're going in the incinerator, you tell me you didn't cry on that one. Woody's about to be torched.
Cutting onions in here.
Yep. Anyways, Joe Vitale joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Joe, Jim Montgomery, who do you think, what player winds up having his best season because of Jim Montgomery? Like, who does he get the most out of this year?
It's a good question. I think we're looking at a career year for a couple players. Guys, I think Robert Thomas is primed he's going to come close to 100 points this year. I say that because, he got over 80 last year while still being injured for a good chunk at the start of the season. I think he's motivated by one thing. I think he's motivated not only for a cup. This is an Olympic year, right? He felt like he got snubbed because of that injury last year. That held him out of the Four Nations tournament. I think he is certainly qualified to represent Canada when all the teams go to Milan in February. So to me, for that reason, and for the reasons of, Doug Armstrong, everyone says the same thing. This team runs when he goes. He's the alpha, right? And the Blues don't go unless he goes. And I think that we saw just amazing steps last year about his 200-foot game. I'm watching him in preseason. His sticks in the D zone are incredible. The way he hides his stick and then puts it on the ice and takes away passing lanes, and he has his stick to the left and he'll move it to the right and take away pucks. He is just developing into a Selke nominee one day, and I think he will get some Selke votes this year. So to me, I love the way Jim Montgomery has handled him up to this point. If he can stay healthy, I think Robert Thomas is going to have a monster of a year, and I think that point total is just going to keep going up. Because, guys, he found a shooter on his right side. And I was talking to a Blues player, Pavel Buchnevich, this morning. I don't know if Bucci and Palmer have had a shooter, a raw shooter on their line. I don't think they've had it since number 91, who we're going to see tomorrow night, in Vladimir Tarasenko. All the other wingers they've had, they haven't necessarily been an established, sniper. Even the players like Holloway, he's a forechecker. He can grind. Kyrou can still make plays. There's so many different variable players that have come up and joined them, but they haven't been necessarily shooters. So they're going to tell young Jimmy Snuggerud, do not pass to me. Do not be a playmaker. You need to be selfish, and you need to use the gift that God has given you, and that is to shoot that doggone puck. Because Bucci is a distributor, Thomas is a distributor, and if they can get him confident to shoot the puck, I think, like I said, Robert Thomas could come very close to 100 points this year.
Joey, we talked a lot about the offseason trade of Bolduc for Mailloux. What does Logan Mailloux need to do to endear himself to St. Louis Blues fans early on?
Well, he's going to have to do something, and he's not going to have to step too far out of his comfort zone to do it, Carey. And first and foremost, I think he understands what that trade was. The Blues gave up a lot to get a very inexperienced player, right? Now, they believe in him deeply, right? But you had a close to a 20-goal scorer you just lost, a guy that took massive strides for your organization, and Zachary Bolduc. Now, you lost that for a guy that hasn't even played 10 regular season games in the NHL. So he understands that he wants to impress. He understands that he has to save face here and make do of what someone put the trust in him for. So that's number one. But what I mean by the Blues fans want to see something and he can deliver it to them and he can do it naturally, I'm telling you, this kid, he has got some snarl to him. He's got bite. He plays physical. He's got an attitude. I was talking to Tyler Tucker about him just 2 weeks ago during training camp. I said, tell me something about Logan Mailloux that I don't know. Because all I know is he can run a power play. He's certainly big, right? He can move the puck, and he can close really well. And he said, Joe, one thing you don't know about him, or people probably don't know about him just yet, right, is that he is it's a word that starts with a P and rhymes with slick. I'll leave it at that. So,
he's a Stalter.
He said he can play on that edge. And I think the Blues fans, this city of St. Louis, we know what we love, right? We love that blue-collar chippiness. I think Logan Mailloux is going to bring that this year. And I can't think of a better game for him to kind of lead off with the charge than tomorrow night against your division rival, who I believe is probably going to be the nastiest, heaviest team in this division. Players like Bogosian. Look at a player like Foligno. Hartman can play an absolute nasty game as well. There's so many players, right, in that lineup against Minnesota tomorrow night that bring that edge. And I think, to me, Logan Mailloux can really say, welcome to St. Louis. Thank you for welcoming me by playing on that edge tomorrow night.
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Can't wait to watch the season unfold. Can't wait for tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Joe, we appreciate you, man. We'll be talking to you each and every week here in the Fast Lane. Have a great call tomorrow.
Sounds good, boys. You guys have a great week.
You too. See ya. That's Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Don't forget, we'll be broadcasting live from Enterprise Center tomorrow for the home opener between the Blues and the Wilds. We got two parts of our Sports Six-Pack. Part one coming up next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have a question, send it there, and we'll answer it next on 101 ESPN. I don't know if you've experienced this. I haven't experienced it in a while, thankfully, because of Auto Centers Nissan. But I don't know, back in the day, how many times you go to a dealership's website and you pick out a vehicle that you really like, or maybe it's a couple of vehicles, and you're like, man, I can't wait to test drive this exact vehicle. And then you go to the dealership, and they're like, oh, no, that vehicle is actually at our other location about 45 minutes away. But if you call them, I'm sure they'll pull it for you, and, just tell them to pull it, and you'll be fine. Not with Auto Centers Nissan. When you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you have a couple of vehicles that you like and you actually want to test drive that exact vehicle, they'll have it for you because they've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. So no running around town, no gimmicks, just the biggest selection in St. Louis. All new Nissans are backed by a complimentary lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. And if you already own a Nissan, bring it in for service and your first oil change is free, even if you didn't buy from Auto Center. So don't wait. Take advantage of the Scary Good Deals event that's happening right now at Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum. We're going to find great deals, great service, and you're going to ride home with either a brand new Nissan or a pre-owned vehicle that you absolutely love. So visit AutoCentersNissan.com online, or when you head down to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marshall. Question 1.
Question number 1.
All right, gentlemen, from Grant Francis Fan Club, of all the recent contracts given out in the NHL, which one do you think will be regretted the most by the players' team?
Oh, wow. Spicy. So Eichel's going to kick in at what, 12.5 or 14.5 million? What was it, Anthony?
For Eichel, 13 something.
13
it was 10. I think it was 108.
Yeah, it has not been posted yet on Cap Wages, to which I love that website very much. I don't know how well the Kaprizov contract will age.
Eichel at 13.5 AAV.
So 13.5. So Kaprizov is 28 years old. He's got this year at $9 million. Then he's got 8 more years. So he'll be 37 years old, making $17 million as a winger. I don't know how well that ages, that one. He relies heavily upon his speed, which we know as you get older, for the most part, that starts to dissipate a little bit.
What are you doing, like older people and their speed?
Oh, I love older people and their speed. I just know that they get slower. And
it's terrible what he says.
So right now, as of right now, because Kaprizov is so high priced at $17 million, and he's got 9 years left, so 1 more year at $9 million, then 8 years at $17 million, I think that one will be... That'll end up being like a Zach Parise contract for the Minnesota Wild, where they're like trying to buy him out of his last couple of years.
What about Connor McDavid?
They're not going to regret that at all.
Yeah, they are when he walks.
Oh,
dang.
That's actually a different way of looking at
spicy,
it.
You can give him 10 years, $200 million.
He didn't want that.
Should have gave it to him
So
anyway.
here's what I can tell you to be true, because I talked. No, here's what I can tell you to be true. I talked to a bunch of people surrounding the contract negotiations and within the Oilers organization. Connor McDavid never once asked for a dollar amount in his negotiations. His agent said, "Well, you can't make less than what you're making right now. Can't take a pay cut." He says, "Fine, let's keep it the same." So that was the only time they talked about money. Connor McDavid wanted to know that the organization was serious about keeping players that can help them win a cup and moving on from players who cannot help them win a cup. And he wanted to do it in the next 3 years. This year plus 2 more.
Yeah.
That was the only thing, that was all he said.
Do you think if they don't win a championship, do you think he leaves?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I said that the very first day. I think the Oilers are on notice.
Didn't hear you. Okay.
The Oilers are on notice.
You got 3 years. You got 3 years to win a championship.
I think 3 years from now, that window's closing
and not
anyways.
make it, because you've been there twice. Not to make it there, like to actually win a championship.
Yep.
That's a lot of pressure on the organization.
Is it possible that they win a Stanley Cup and he still decides to walk?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, hey, here, I gave you what you wanted.
I almost guarantee he walks, Marshy.
Doesn't matter what happens.
Here's why.
Okay.
$12.5 million for the next 2 years after this year. That's why he walks. Because somebody in Vegas or in Texas or in Florida or some of the no state taxes, they're going to give him a boatload of money. And that's I guarantee what he thought to himself. I'll take less now. I win a cup, my value goes up even more, even though I'm already Connor McDavid. And then I hit the jackpot. And with salary cap at the rate that it's rising, Connor McDavid could be looking at $25 to $28 million a year when he re-ups next time.
It's a lot of money.
He's a pretty good player, though.
Question number 2.
From the 636, if Arch Manning continues to be a dud, could Ryan Wingo go into the portal and come home to M-I-Z?
Z-O-U.
They got Bo Perbula, who's still pretty good, right?
They talking about Ryan Wingo, the receiver, not
Arch Manning.
He went to SLU.
Sorry, guys, I blacked out there for a minute.
They don't want Arch.
Yeah. No, yeah, Ryan.
I don't know.
Ryan went to SLU High School.
The transfer portal is always open every year. A lot of guys. I was talking to Claves earlier today, and we were talking about the transfer portal and how I think it has made college football, the parity in college football, that much better, right? Mm-hmm. Because you can go at any time. NIL, transfer portal. I think it's made college football a much better product for all teams. Like you can look at the top 25 and say, you can probably pick about 8 to 10 teams and say, I could see them winning the national championship this year. It's never, in my opinion, been that wide open. Mm-hmm. And I think the transfer portal and NIL has done that. Does he go to Mizzou? I don't know. I don't know if he would want to do that.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
What year is Bo Perbula? Is he got one more year after this?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because that is always, for receivers specifically, you want to be with a quarterback that you know is going to be in the system.
2 years.
He got 2 years left?
Well,
he's been in college for 2 years?
This year, he has 2 years left of eligibility remaining after transferring from Penn State to Missouri.
Okay. Well,
sophomore at Penn State, when he entered the transfer portal, now holds the opportunity to be a primary starter for Mizzou. Well, I'm reading stuff we already know, but two years of eligibility.
Well, it depends on if Bo Perbula is still there, if that's a quarterback that he wants to play with. If Arch isn't the quarterback that he wants, maybe he might love Arch. He might be his guy.
He also might like winning.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Which is why you say he may think about transferring to Mizzou
instead
of Texas. It's a lot of programs that win games. I don't know.
Maybe he's an Illinois guy.
Maybe the money talks. We don't know. It's all speculation.
I say yes.
You know what we do know is that Albert Pujols
loves St. Louis.
Absolutely. More than LA.
We don't know that.
We do.
We don't.
Question number 3.
We don't not know it, though.
You don't know
Great
that.
point.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get somebody to ask him that off the record. I don't want people to freak out.
Why would we freak out?
Nobody freak out. We know the answer.
Yeah, jeez.
I got a question.
All right. Is this it? This is question 3.
One of your favorite cities is
St. Louis.
This man raised a family here.
You did.
Where am I currently residing?
I live here too.
Yeah.
Did you live in L.A.?
You don't like St. Louis?
No.
But you visited plenty of times.
I did.
I lived in L.A. for like a year.
Hated the taxes there.
Did you?
Yeah. Cost of living's through the roof.
It is.
Love the
How's
beach,
the weather?
but that's a high price.
Played some of his best games there.
I never played a bad game in L.A., New York City, Toronto. Never played bad in those cities.
You don't know, man. L.A. is a wonderful place. It's a beautiful place. Great weather.
Are you trying to sell
80
me on
degrees. Nah, I'm just telling you. Some people like it more than St. Louis.
That sounds like
in
you
the middle of America. I'm born and raised
Maybe
here,
you're
man.
the problem, Carey.
Carey, what's your deal?
Maybe Albert's not the problem. You are.
I don't know.
Huh.
Albert might be the Angels
Do
manager.
you think I'd pick L.A. over St. Louis? What the hell's wrong with you?
Sounds
I get
like
to drive
Carey's
a golf
projecting.
cart around my neighborhood every night. Okay? I'm going to take that sucker out tonight. I'm going over to the Rack House, going to have a nice bite to eat.
You have a wonderful
Enjoy
time.
myself. Can't do that in L.A.
I think you probably could.
Not where I've been.
I think you could do
I'll tell you right now, those wineries out in California, they don't even sniff the ones here in Missouri, right?
They're pretty good. But we're second. We're second. That's on the podium, Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We have a big corn maze, too.
We do.
Somewhere.
Right.
We got a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
What don't we have? Yeah.
A free zoo. Good luck finding that in California.
You're not going to find that.
Yeah. All right. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Keep those questions coming in. Part 2 of the Six Pack is next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues start the season tomorrow as they take on the Minnesota Wild. We talked with Joe Vitale. He'll be on the call tomorrow night. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you missed anything from today's show, including the interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. It's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Tonight, we'll have Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Phillies. 7:30 is the pregame, 8:08 first pitch. We also have our Sports Six-Pack Part 2 coming up next, so get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here is Andrew Marsh with question 4.
Question number 4.
All right, we get a question from the 636. We were actually just talking about this in the break. But has Bill Belichick ruined his legacy?
He's partly ruined his legacy.
Oh, man.
With these shenanigans. So, Jamie, hit it.
Yeah,
Tell us what's going on.
I can't confirm or deny anything because I'm not a reporter. But I am someone who's able to read. And there are several media outlets that are saying that Bill Belichick has already discussed buyout options with North Carolina's leadership. Says he'd be willing to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can line up a soft landing spot with another team or in the media. And that was on the Bussin' with the Boys. And they referenced Ollie Connolly, who obviously is he's a writer, NFL, college football scout, recruiting analyst, all this stuff. So, and there's several other outlets that are reporting it. So Bill's looking for an exit strategy here. It didn't quite go the way I wanted, and I completely took over your program, littered it with all my friends and their kids and their friends' kids. And
you've got nothing.
When I leave, you're stuck with them.
Yes.
Because they're not going to want. They want to stay there and make the money that I told them they're going to make. I think it could seriously tarnish his reputation. No one's going to argue that he wasn't a great NFL head coach. The longevity of his career in all places that he coached and the success that he had for 2 decades in New England, whether it was hitched to the wagon that was Tom Brady or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was there.
Matter. He was there.
And he was
part
in
of it.
charge.
He was part of the Patriot way, whatever the hell you want to call that stuff. But now, like, he's just gone weird. And I don't care about his personal life. I don't. He's dating a 24, 25-year-old girl. I think it's a little interesting based on the fact that he's like 70. I think, but love is love, right? But that's kind of where things started to get weird a little bit for him. All of a sudden, he shows up at the Tom Brady roast with a 24-year-old girlfriend at the time. And then now he's out there at UNC and she's on the sidelines. And again, I don't think she's interfering with his coaching.
Yeah.
And she's not the problem. So I guess I'll take the attention off that. I guess my point is it's just become a bit of a sideshow.
It's an utter disaster. And if I'm North Carolina, you have nobody to blame but yourself because you got in bed with him. But at the same time, he's going to leave you with absolutely nothing.
How do you listen, man?
No wins.
All they needed to do was call me.
CD, they wouldn't have listened.
Why the hell not?
Because it's just like your best friend. You know there's something he calls you, and you're like, dude, I'm telling you.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't. Get away. Stop. No. Oh, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, listen, I got a perfect plan.
This is love. You don't understand.
How that works.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know exactly. You don't know her like I do. Yeah, I do, actually.
That's the worst.
So does he, and so does he. No, what? No, I mean, like,
because you all hung out.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
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 Come on.
Yeah. What a disaster. An
Good luck to
absolute
that guy,
disaster.
man. Good luck to him. Like, it is unfortunate that, and there are other coaches on that staff that may not be tied to like Bill's son is on the staff.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably whatever. But there are other coaches on that staff that I'm sure just got there this year. This is part of the reason why college coaching is coaching in general, whether it's football, basketball, like those major sports for colleges and NFL, NBA, like NHL. It is not, you're not going to be in a place for very long.
Mm-mm.
And you expect to at least get 2 years.
Yeah.
Some of those families, some of those coaches are going to have to uproot their family in, 3 months?
Yeah.
And they just got there 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Like that to me, that's the selfish part where if you're Bill Belichick, you do know and you do understand how important this is. Like, we're talking about life now.
Right.
We're not just talking about college football and college athletics and college, young men. We're talking about grown men as well that move their family down there to Raleigh, Durham on the with
Chapel
the mindset. Oh, is it Chapel Hill?
Yeah.
It's right down the street.
Is
Right,
NC
Duke. It's
State.
close. Duke.
Oh, Raleigh's Duke, yeah.
Right down the street.
NC State is,
I don't know.
That's North Carolina.
Yeah, it is in North Carolina.
NC State is Raleigh. It's literally,
is Raleigh,
they
yeah.
share the same parking lot as the Carolina Hurricanes.
They do.
Yeah. But
Well
either
played.
way,
Been there.
no, you're right, CD.
It's kinda ridiculous.
But this dude is selfish. This guy's selfish. He's always been selfish. He left the Jets high and dry to go to New England.
You're not wrong.
I mean, my man, this is who
You're
he
not
is.
wrong.
And I think he's a brilliant defensive mind. And he benefited, of course, from Tom Brady. And I'm not somebody that falls into the camp of like it was all Tom Brady. Like, no, Bill Belichick put together some unbelievable plans. He was always ahead of the curve. Anytime they needed a reboot, he would reboot on the fly. He was always a step or two ahead. But this dude is selfish. He's always been selfish. And you're right, Jamie. Things don't go his way. He's not going up. You know what? I'll just leave.
Yeah.
And he leaves
I take
everybody
my
high and
ball, I'm
dry.
going home. That's it.
Including probably his own kids and Lombardi's kids. Not that I feel bad for anybody, but
Well,
I feel bad for the assistant coaches that weren't there because of nepotism. That CD's talking about, thinking they may have a real chance.
How about this? I feel bad for the
kids.
70 kids that transferred through the portal, thinking that they're going to a winning program. The Patriot way is finding its way to Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance we're going to be relevant. There's a chance I could play in the NFL because this guy, he picks up the phone and people answer.
Yeah.
He's gone 5 games into the season.
See you.
That's where I feel bad. That's where the transfer portal for me is fine for the athlete. Because you have a coach like Bill Belichick or another guy who just jump ship, you should be allowed to get the hell out of there after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. All right. Marsh.
Question number 5.
All right, from the 636, does Aaron Boone have a future with the Yankees if they lose tonight and they lose the series?
Yankees fans want him gone. They wanted him gone for years. They don't like him. They don't feel like he can manage a bullpen. They don't feel like he can, he gives them any sort of strategic elements. I mean, yeah, probably. He's probably on the hot seat. But the Yankees, they're not quick to fire managers, though. Brian Cashman, the GM, the president, has been there forever. And the Steinbrenners it's not George anymore. So I think he could be on the hot seat based on the fact that team is so talented. Went to the World Series a year ago. And if they do fall flat in Toronto, yeah, I think there'll be a groundswell of Yankees fans and media that want Aaron Boone out. But again, they're not quick to make any decisions. Go ahead, Marsh. Unless you guys got thoughts.
No.
Oh,
The Yankees got to win.
All right.
you could
Question
expect.
number 6.
From the 816. This is for Carey Davis.
Oh, all right.
Do you believe in life after love?
Do you?
Do you believe in life after love?
Last share.
Davis. Nice job. Way to go.
Ended on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go, Carey.
Proud of my damn self.
Way to
Yeah.
go. All right. What we learned,
go.
3 stars of the day, maybe a criticism or compliment or two. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Let me talk about E&B Granite. They've got 2 decades of family ownership and operation here in the St. Louis area, and they're the company that I trust with my kitchen, bathroom, or outdoor space renovations. They offer an unbelievable selection of countertops. If you head down to the facility, it's great, by the way, 6135 Manchester Avenue. You walk in, you talk to their in-house design staff, and just, tell them what you're looking to do. If it's your bathroom or if it's your kitchen, they have answers and suggestions for you. All the countertops, too, by the way, are in the back. The big slabs of marble and granite and soapstone. It's really cool because you get to see the exact pattern of what will show up in your home, not just some little square sample size that gives you no idea. Then you talk to the installation group. They get out to your home, they measure up everything perfectly, tear out all the old stuff, and then once they're done with the countertops, the backsplash, the cabinets, the flooring, you name it, you are going to absolutely love it. And then you'll be like me. You'll be telling everybody about E&B Granite because they are the best in the business. So please get ahead of it, though. When you call them, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in and get an appointment. That number's 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300. Or you can always check out things at enbgranite.com. E&B Granite, luxury for less for Missouri and Illinois.
miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today, starting with our main man, Andrew Marsh.
Whoa. I learned today that I'm the main man.
Wow.
But other than that, I learned that there's a lot of people back in the year 16 whatever. They all had the same name, which was John.
There you go. Except for one man whose last name is the same name as the man that wrote the questions. Yeah, that's 1621. That's
Bradford?
William Bradford.
William Bradford Runs.
He was the chosen governor of the Plymouth colony.
For 30 years.
For 30 years.
30 years.
That's a long tenure.
That's kind of
seems
the way it
illegal
is still today.
Did you know, though, that he actually...
Get rid of them.
So, you might not know this, Anthony.
No,
William Bradford, after his 30-year run, he took over a different colony, but it only lasted a couple months because he really wasn't that good at his job.
Oh,
He actually quit.
Was he related to Bill Belichick?
Wow, that makes sense. Jamie, what'd you learn?
I learned a couple things today, that Joey favors Woody, and that Carey can actually remember someone who sang a song. He
I
nailed
figured
it
out
today.
Well done.
I found it out. It was tough. It was difficult. But I got it done.
Sure did, Carey.
I learned that Jamie's favorite player might be Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Nah, not even close.
Don't blame him. Blame the other guys that didn't make the damn tackle.
It seems to be the Chris Jones way.
Isn't this grand?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Turned his back on his entire team.
I hear you.
Hey, those guys got to play better.
Jamie?
I might be out of here.
To your point. The thing that I learned today is that Joe Vitale and I are on the same page that Toy Story 3 is, in fact, the best of the Toy Story series.
Yeah, it's like Woody, huh?
And Buzz.
Yeah.
My
Woody a little bit more.
And Jesse. And
I like Woody a little bit more.
My
Rex
favorite's
and
the second one.
Is it?
Yeah, I like Zurg.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like Zurg?
He's fine. It's a good look. The whole series is great. It really is.
The fourth one's...
But the third can't be touched.
Fourth one's all right.
The fourth one's okay.
You get Forky.
You do get Forky.
I do
He's
like
funny.
Forky.
Yeah.
I remember Forky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a fork.
Yeah, I know. I figured that one out,
It's a
Carey.
spork.
Oh, no, maybe his name's
It was-
Sporky. Is it Sporky?
No, it's Forky.
It's Forky.
It is Forky, but he was
Sparky
a
the
sport.
sport.
But he was a sport.
Yeah.
That's
It was
kind of
sport.
confusing.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, he had issues. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to throw himself
Some
away.
real issues.
Coming from you.
He jumped off that moving vehicle.
How many shots today? Jeez, you trying to get a reaction out of me? Holy smokes.
I don't know. I'm just done.
Go ahead, Marsh.
We get a criticism from the 314. How the hell y'all not pick up on Bradford's name being one of the answers?
Well, I think-
Technically, that would be Carey that didn't pick
Three
up
of
on
us, I
this.
think, did.
Well, we had the answers in front of
I
us.
thought it. I just didn't go with it. Didn't trust myself. Went with John Smith. Most generic name you could find. Who the hell's naming somebody Milton
John
Bradley?
Smith. Milton
Milton
Bradley.
Bradford.
Milton Bradley was a baseball
He
player.
was. He's crazy, too. He's good. Crazy. Good kind
A
of
little
crazy.
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
John Smith. Isn't that the guy from Pocahontas?
Probably.
I think there's a lot of John Smiths.
I don't know.
All right.
South City Stag drinker. This gentleman likes to drink Stag. Forky is the best because he's just like us. Trash. Haha.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Forky was. Forky had some real life things going on that he was trying to sort out.
Of course.
Yeah.
He knew here's the thing about Forky. He knew who he was. He knew exactly who he was.
I think all of us can see a little bit of ourselves in Forky.
I think Forky had some
Carey?
stuff going on.
He knew he was a fork that needed to be thrown away.
So, you know, I think there's a larger picture
He
to
was
that.
at peace with who he was.
Nah, I'm okay. Nah.
In all actuality, I think Woody selfishly was trying to keep Forky from his destiny.
Wow.
That's selfish.
I think that's a good friend.
I don't know about that.
Depends what he's holding you back from.
You know? Now, in this case, it was garbage, but you wanted to be there.
We wanted Forky to stay around.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the fabulous Blue Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, we're going to give our third star of the day to the Kinder Egg. Still have no idea what that is. But,
what?
Was that this show?
That was this show, yeah.
What's today, buddy? I'm with you. When he said, I was like, what? Oh, boy.
If you notice, Jamie, I really don't think he knows what day it is because he brought up to Joe Vitale that we had Dylan Holloway on Tuesday, which happened to be yesterday.
I think we're all like,
was it Tuesday?
No, you weren't wrong. You said it in a way that, like, today was Friday.
He didn't remember what day it was.
Did I get the day right?
You did.
Got the day
That's
right.
all that matters, guys.
All right, second star of the day. I was going to give it to Woody,
Steaming
but
pile.
we're going to give it to Forky instead.
You needed it.
And our first star of the day goes out to Cher.
Yeah, not sharing.
No, not sharing.
Well, kind.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
I can feel something inside myself. I knew it. Yeah.
He's so proud of
For
himself.
Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, he should be. For Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you tomorrow at Enterprise. See you.